Yes, thank you so much for joining us. John London for Drake Toll. Appreciate your attendance this morning. Laura and Addie are here as well. Thank you. However you are listening or potentially watching, you go to the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel. You can see us. We are bright, shining, very happy on this Friday morning. Hundreds and hundreds of radio stations across North America. I include our Canadian friends up there as well because they are listening to the show in like a mob, basically, up in Canada. We're huge in Canada, huge in Germany, I think, very much in Holland, which is my second favorite team. Holland is my new World Cup team that I'm following, but we shall discuss that momentarily. Sirius XM 375, however you're watching or listening. By the way, westwood1sports.com, Westwood One Sports, you can download the app, and we would love it if you would. A ton of stuff going on today. It's kind of a weird time in sports. We're not quite to the NFL. Major League Baseball almost to the All-Star game. Addie's very angry, apparently, about the home run derby, which we will discuss. I do have a philosophy on All-Star games, which we'll get to as well, and a ton of weird stuff, like the Spurs play-by-play guy and what happened there, and the Bryce Harper weird stuff. And anyway, we'll discuss all of those things. We'll start off with Kawhi Leonard in just a second because the NBA drops the ball again. But let's say good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? Laura, Addie, how are you?
Good morning.
Laura, would you like to go first?
What? Why me? What? Do I have something to report?
Well, let me help you with something. Bonnie Tyler passed away, and Laura started with I don't even know the name of the song. Hero.
Holding out for hero. What do you mean you don't know the name of the song?
Yeah, I need a hero. Footloose, Kevin Bacon.
We'll get there. Everyone will.
We'll discuss at some point.
Yes, it's 7 o'clock.
And I see Addie is wearing a Texas T-shirt as well. I do have. By the way, there was an article out today that said Arch Manning's 5 places that you wouldn't want him to go. And I bet you could guess Cleveland, Jets, Arizona, etc.
Addie's
teams.
house.
No, we want him to go there. We want him to go to Addie's house. Do not tell the listeners that, Laura. We do not lie on this show.
Exactly. We do not lie on this show at all. So everyone is good. Everyone is fine. Everyone had a great evening. Hopefully Addie has provided us with things because we live vicariously through you. So it's
my 1 hour of sleep.
Yeah. Good? You good?
Yeah. I had a good little power nap. It was a nice power nap. Sinatra.
Nice.
The alarm goes off. Sinatra. My cat was like, "What's going on here?" It was like, "You just got home."
Yeah.
Didn't we just go to sleep?
I can't. When I do this show, I can't sleep. But I get up at 1:30. I probably went to bed last night at 11:30 or midnight. I couldn't do it 5 days a week, but I can do it like one day. I can stumble through it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes today. So we're all in a little bit of sleep.
I love how we all admitted that none of us got sleep last night. We just
no, not at all.
Fumes.
No.
Who knows if we're even
my wife
live?
is out of town. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. My wife, by the way, right after the show, she's got a plane coming in, and I suggested just slightly that maybe she take an Uber. Yeah, that didn't go well. Might be sleeping on the couch. Could be divorce papers. I think, no, I'm a little bit tired. I might be a little bit tired. Like, you mind taking a, and she went, taking a what? I said, couldn't even finish a sentence. Taking a, and she went, nah, that wasn't good.
Your
So,
ex-wife.
anyway.
Yes, your ex-wife.
Yeah, it'll be number 2. It's nice. Alimony is awesome. Child support is out of this world. It is very fun. So I'd like to restart that because I just finished one, had a big celebration. It was very nice. Maybe, I could just, I had a couple months off. I really miss giving that money away. Anyway, I digress. Good morning. Happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, I did. I just barely 2 months ago stopped that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, where's all this money coming from? I've
Yeah,
got
what are you supposed to do now with your life?
Exactly. Very nice. So anyway, let's see. Where do we start today? This is okay. Let's start the NBA, and this is not LeBron-ish. We'll get to what LeBron is doing in just a second. But this broke yesterday, so I don't think you guys talked about it. The Clippers' recent trade, sending Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors, is on hold until the NBA completes its investigation into the team's involvement into the aspiration tree planting scandal. What essentially has happened here, and this happens all the time in the NBA, if you're paying slight attention, is that they are saying that he circumvented the cap, essentially, with this company. I believe this has happened in other places. I was early in my career in Salt Lake City, and Larry H. Miller was their owner, and he owned a bunch of car dealerships. And all of a sudden, they had Stockton to Malone Honda and Stockton to Malone Toyota. I'm like, wonder about that one. So, I mean, this is not new. But here's the thing where the NBA, and I don't like to complain about the NBA, but whether it's the 65-game rule that everybody squawks about, or everybody's sitting, or you're so worried about the teams at the bottom that you're going to change to some weird system as far as the lottery is concerned, I think that the NBA complicates things at a really high level. And it's starting to be, for me, kind of like college football. So college football screws everything up. I don't know. This is just – life doesn't usually work like this. Business doesn't work like this. Sports doesn't work like this, where you screw everything up like college football does or college athletics does. And yet you have a really cool playoff like college football did, or March Madness goes off pretty much without a hitch, and yet the whole thing can be screwed up. Life doesn't usually work like that. But this is what the NBA is doing. They screw up and screw up and screw up, and then like the NBA Finals with the Knicks winning was awesome, and you had everybody getting into it. So you can screw everything up and still have a product that really works on the court or in college athletics, on the court, on the field, whatever. And it's kind of what the NBA is doing with all the things that they're doing, I believe, wrong, whether it be you're making the lottery more complicated, or there's a 65-game rule and you can't be on first team, or you can't do this, or you can't be defensive player, you can't be MVP, you can't. Like, I'm fine with the 65-game rule. So there's all these different things, whether guys are sitting, people are complaining. So there's a lot of elements that are wrong with the NBA. But then this is the latest, and it might be the worst. So here's the part I didn't tell you. On June 30th, everybody knows this, along with everything else, there was this crazy day where essentially the NBA did all their moves, right? June 30th, the Clippers agree to trade with the Raptors. They send Kawhi Leonard back to Toronto. So here's the other thing the NBA does wrong. Why not just declare after the Knicks win the championship, they have the champagne, give it a couple of days so that the executives can kind of get back in their seats? Okay, it is now the 2026-2027 NBA season. We are open for business. If you sign a contract, if you do this, if you do that, that's fine. Things are done. Right now in the NBA, all these deals, you got to pass physicals, you got to do these things, but a lot of these deals are becoming 3- and 4-team deals. They're like, well, you're trading this guy, and you're trading that guy, and you're signing this guy, and you're signing that guy. And, to circumvent cap rules, we'll try to, get sign-in trades. That's why these teams do this. They're trying to circumvent the cap, and they're trying to play some games and find some loopholes so that they'll do sign-in trades, and they'll all do the different things, and then they combine all these trades so that they can all save money or cap space or whatever, which is circumventing the cap, right? So let me get back to this Kawhi Leonard story. So now Toronto and the Clippers are in limbo because Toronto, they're not sure how this thing is going to turn out. Is Kawhi Leonard going to be named a free agent? Is Kawhi Leonard going to have to sit out games? Exactly what's going on here. So Toronto has said, because both these teams were informed, look, we haven't come to a conclusion on this whole thing, so you guys are going to have to be in limbo. Well, everything is done now. So if you're the Clippers, you're going to take Kawhi Leonard back? Like, he'll be real happy with that. So you don't have any leverage in this deal. Toronto's sitting there going in the Eastern Conference, hey, we would have an opportunity in the East because the West, you got those two young teams in Oklahoma City and San Antonio at the top. So they're like, the Clippers are on the opposite end. They're going to go young. They want to go young. They got Keaton Wagler. They got, they blew up their team, and they're essentially saying we're going to restart this thing. Now Kawhi Leonard has to go back, and then Toronto's big deal in the offseason. They're like, well, what do we do now? So he's got to go to Toronto somehow. So figure it out. But here's the worst part. They've been working on this deal, all right? So they found this out a long time ago and all this kind of stuff with this company, and it's an endorsement deal, and they're trying to say, essentially, and just to kind of give you aspiration, it's a bankrupt energy company with potential ties to owner Steve Ballmer. Leonard's $28 million contract, including a series of no-show appearance fees. Whatever. This isn't college. It's professional. Figure it out. But here's how long it's been going. 10 months. The NBA has been investigating this situation for 10 freaking months. 10 months. So then they haven't come to a conclusion. Look, call me crazy, but you knew months and months and months ago, and maybe Kawhi Leonard was going to be traded. Did it cross anybody's mind in the NBA's front office that maybe, just maybe, you might want to wrap this up before this season started so that you wouldn't be in this situation? to me, with all these different things going on in the NBA, there's uncertainty with lottery and whether players are playing and guys are sitting out and all these different things that's going on in the league. And now it takes you more than 10 months to figure this out. How about you say to whatever council is looking into this, guys, we have got to have this done by the start of the season, because then Kawhi Leonard can't be moved. And I don't blame Toronto in this. This came out yesterday that they went to the Raptors and said, look, we don't have this done. We don't know what's going to happen. He might be determined a free agent because they went around these rules. He might be suspended X amount of games. Like, this is then, if it goes to you, then everything is transferred to you. That's essentially what they told the Raptors, that any kind of punishment that happens with Kawhi Leonard, you're not scot-free. You didn't do it. But if he gets suspended, if he gets named a free, like, we don't even know what we're going to do. And it's been going on for 10 months. I'm looking at this going, it brought me up to a thing. Like, when I was young, which I'm not anymore, but when I was a youngin', when I was growing up, my dad used to have he'd have a suit and he'd have a briefcase and he'd go to work. And I would think to myself, man, he's really smart. And then he's going to go talk to a bunch of really smart people. And, man, business people are smart, and people in the world that are in certain positions, clearly they're smart. They know what they're doing. And I'm just some dumb kid going, wow, this is really impressive. And then you get a little bit older and you realize that everyone's kind of a dope. Like, no offense to everybody, but, I mean, just people like, if you use sports as the example right now, the way that the NBA is being run, now there's only one thing that owners care about. And we talk about it all the time. You know what I'm going to say. They just care about money. And so as long as Adam Silver is growing the pie for the NBA, he's finding ways to new avenues of revenue, TV deals, getting all these, getting Prime and getting Amazon and getting all these companies involved in what the NBA is doing, then that's all the owners care about. Are you growing the pie? Am I getting more money in my pocket? Is my franchise growing in value? After that, they don't care. They'd like to win. I say this all the time. They'd like to win championships, certain things they'd like, certainly. But number one on the list, and then there's a massive gap, is what kind of revenue we're bringing in. How are you growing the value of my franchise? And then after that, depending on which owner, some want to win, some want fair rules, some want, all these different things come aboard. But I'm looking at the NBA going, it's so incredibly lucky that the Knicks won the championship and everybody's kind of feeling happy and good about the NBA, because behind the scenes, it's like a sports car that the engine is terrible, but you look at it and it's nice and it's shiny and, whatever car brand, because I don't know who's, sponsoring the show, so I'm not going to mention a brand, but you know what I'm talking about, where it's just this nice shiny car and you sell it off to some sucker and you're like, oh, thank God that car's gone. And then they've got a bunch of engine problems with it. And they're like, they call you back. You sold me a lemon. Sorry, bro. Can't help you with it. I don't wrong number. Don't know what you're talking about. That's the way the NBA is being run right now. There are all these different problems, and they're continually swept under the rug. The Knicks win the championship. Everybody feels great. It's been since 1973, right? And so everyone's happy with the NBA. Meanwhile, the NBA hired a law firm 10 months ago to investigate whether the Clippers circumvented the salary cap by giving Leonard that endorsement deal. And they still haven't figured it out. And he's been traded to Toronto, and now that deal is sitting in limbo. How is that even possible that the NBA could sit there for 10 months, hire a firm, and just be like, every once in a while check in and go, hey, everything good? Like, you guys, yeah, we'll get to that. All right. Hey, the next season has started. We're trying to trade that guy. Any news? Yeah, we're still working on that. Okay.
My favorite part about this is in an ESPN article, the Clippers on Thursday, what they said is, quote, they did not funnel money to Kawhi Leonard through aspiration, and that they were victims of fraud initiated by aspiration co-founder Joe Sandberg, end quote. Next line, Sandberg has been convicted and sentenced to 14 years of prison. So I think if I'm an owner, what I'm going to do now, hey, this guy's he's already down bad. He's already in prison. You know what? We may be doing a bad thing here. We'll put it on him. Can't get any worse for him.
But can't they? I mean, again, 10 months to me seems like plenty of time. And didn't they give them some sort of a deadline? Like, hey, by next season, this has to be done. Like, because Kawhi's either a free agent, people have said, or maybe he's going to be because this is kind of new for the NBA. And don't get me wrong, there's stuff going on behind the scenes. There's circumvention of the cap all the time. I don't know why they're trying to make this an example. it's kind of like the NBA looking at the lotto system and saying we got to do something. So there's something behind the scenes that's pushing this because everybody knows that the NBA, there is circumvention of the cap going on all the time. Do you really think that, like, not to tie LeBron into everything, but do you really think that LeBron's going to play for the minimum next year? I mean, this year, sorry. Do you think he's going to play for, or even the mid-level at $15 million? Like, his ego is gigantic. We'll get into it later about what he's essentially doing is, like, is the smoke completely clear? Is the stage all mine before I decide where I'm taking my talents again? Like, his ego is gigantic. There's no way that he's going to go to a team for, I think the minimum is like $3.9 million for him, while a guy next to him who's hot garbage is going to make like $10 million or 15 or 20 or whatever. And LeBron's going to look at that guy going, that guy's making, 5 times, 10 times. There's no way. So wherever that's why I thought he was going to go to Golden State, because I thought he'll get involved with some team up there and they'll get him into tech or AI or something. And they'll take that to him minuscule amount of money. Hey, give me that money, LeBron. And they'll make it 10 times by the end of the season. And all of a sudden LeBron's got a bunch of money. He's not going to play for that kind of money. There's just no way. There's got to be deals. Maybe that's part of what's taken so long, but I just don't think his ego will allow it. So I go back to this situation, and I think to myself, there must be some reason why they're making this such a big deal. I'm not sure what it is, but 10 months is a long time. Like, I think we can agree that, like, could you get this done in 10 months? Like, the NBA has to go to these guys going, hey, I don't know. The next season starts on X day. I'll give you 9 months to figure this out. Like, I don't know what kind of firm this is. I have no idea who the firm is. Maybe they're very busy, but I would think this would be near the top of the list to get this finished.
My favorite part.
You have anything on that now? We're very busy.
The Clippers are like, hey, it doesn't really matter. Whatever happens, guys, you're just going to have to deal with it. Sorry, Toronto. It doesn't really matter. Whatever happens.
What about that?
Yeah, they're just, it's yours now. That's your problem. Now I'm like, right, you crashed the car and I have to fix it.
Right. They tell Toronto yesterday, hey, by the way, we still don't have anything on this. I know you traded for this guy, but by the way, any type of ramifications for this deal are on you. And Toronto's like, what? Like, this would have been useful information a week ago, like, when we traded for this guy. And plus, the wild part is, like, the Clippers are going in a completely different direction. They don't want him. Toronto's going, hey, it was kind of a feel-good story. We did want him. And now they're like, well, we don't want him. And the Clippers are like, he's yours. It's like, nobody's picking up the phone. You bought the lemon of a car, and it's like, hello, sorry, wrong number. Like, what? They sit back going, not our fault. We gave it to some company X, and they haven't gotten it done. Sorry. Like, the NBA is just, like, this would never happen in the NFL. Like, rip Roger Goodell all you want. This would never happen in the NFL. No chance. Anyway, sorry. That was my rant this morning. I could not believe that was professional sports. Like, I could see it, some little league or something, and somebody didn't pay some fee, or I don't know. Jimmy doesn't get a trophy, but it's the NBA. Insane. Anyway, there you go. There is story number 1 today. It's crazy. All right. Speaking of the NBA, let's just get this out of the way right now. Speaking of the NBA, pick a team already and take Bronny with you. We will explain next. Drake Toll Show. By the way, as we always tell you, that's right, you could be our random caller of the day at 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910. That is the Westwood One Sports talk and text line. All right, we will just get into this right now. Yes, LeBron, please pick a team. And yes, LeBron, please take Bronny with you. We'll explain next. Drake Toll Show, John Lundy in on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
Getting to the point where I'm no fun anymore. I am sorry. Sometimes it hurts so badly I must cry out loud. I am lonely. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. remember what we've said and done and felt about each other. Oh, babe, have mercy. Don't let the past remind us of what we are not now. I am not dreaming. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. Tearing yourself away from me now. You are free, and I am crying. This does not mean I don't love you. I do. That's forever. Yes, and for always. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. Something inside is telling me that I've got your secret. Are you still listening? Here is the lock and laughter, the key to your heart. And I love you. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard. Friday night, Sunday in the afternoon. What have you got to lose? Tuesday morning, please be gone, I'm tired of you. What have you got to lose? Can I tell it like it is? Listen to me, baby. It's my heart that's a suffering, it's a die, and that's what I have to do. I've got an answer. I'm going to fly away. What have I got to lose? Will you come see me Thursdays and Saturdays? Hey, hey, hey. What have you got to lose? Chestnut.
We're going to get drunk before the game, we're going to get drunk during the game, and then we're going to get drunk after the game.
I'm excited!
Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. Hope you're well. It is the Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for Drake here on Westwood One Sports and Westwood One Sports app. Say hello to Laura and Addie, however you're listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to see us today, you can check out the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel, and you can say hello to us there as well. And there's always fun and rational conversation in the chat room, so you can join that as well if you would like. Let's see, at about 40 minutes past the hour, we'll get into a little bit of All-Star Game. I'm actually going to help you enjoy. I do this as an annual PSA. I will help you enjoy Tuesday's festivities and Monday's festivities and all the festivities just a little bit more. I've got a little piece of advice. We'll do that at about 40 minutes past the hour. We promised you that we would discuss LeBron now. And I'm not overly angry, but kind of what we're seeing here is, and he's not going to do, I don't think, the decision to. I think that he already knows the team he's going to. When we saw over the weekend, he went to Akron to be with a bunch of buddies that he played ball with, and they took a picture in the elevator. I don't think that was AI, but why else would you go to Akron? That's just kind of a weird place to go if that's not where you're going to go. So we'll discuss where he should go. But now what we're getting to is, other than the Kawhi thing that we just talked about, pretty much all the heavy lifting is done. All the big trades are done. I don't think there's going to be anything else of a major variety, but he's kind of waiting, I think, for the smoke to clear. And even though he may take like I said, a mid-level or maybe a minimum, whatever the case may be, I think that he wants the stage all to himself, doesn't want any kind of last-second trades, and they could probably wait until this Kawhi thing clears. I mean, they've only had 10 months, so how much longer can that possibly take? And then as he gets the stage to himself, and there's not going to be a Jim Gray thing, and there's not going to be a Boys and Girls Club, and there's not – I mean, if he really wanted to do it cool, he would just release a statement on social media and it would be done. I have a feeling that Nike's going to be involved and there's going to be a video and he's going to go back home to Cleveland. I think that's part of the reason it's taking so long, and they'll incorporate some sponsors, because if he's going to take that low amount of money, he'll probably find sponsors to like sponsor his return to Cleveland or something. I don't know if that's going to make him a champion, but here's the latest on LeBron's where is he going to go. He's only responding. I guess these teams now are leaving him voice memos because he's not responding to anything. He's not responding to text. He's not responding to calls. And so they're having to leave him voice memos. It's like, man, I don't know. I just want it to be over.
This reminds me of I feel like there are two ways to go about this. In hockey, Alex Ovechkin, he announced he's coming back for the Cavs at like less than a month after Stanley Cup playoffs. He's like, yeah, I'm back. Hey guys, I'm back. We're like, okay, cool. I mean, I worked for the Caps, so like I knew he was coming back. But for those who didn't know, it was just like, yeah, okay, cool, like that. Just insider.
I work for the Caps, so I knew that. I picked up what you were laying down. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
But then
sorry about that.
This kind of reminds me, the LeBron sweepstakes reminds me of Juan Soto and MLB, where I was like, hey buddy, can you just get over it already? And then it was like, oh, he's going to the Mets at the time. Like, hey, get over it. We do not care. We do not care. Like, it's just at a certain point, it was just like, all right, that took a lot of time. We knew you were going to go to LA or New York, and you were dragging it on for no reason. That's what this feels like. I understand his name is bigger. He has more accolades, but now it's like, oh my gosh, is he going to go to Philly? Is he going to go to all these teams? He's open to every team, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, but he's not open to that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I just feel like we're just going to get to a point where it is Cleveland, and we're just wasting our time here.
Yeah. And I don't want to dislike him, and I don't want to come across as that, because I'm always conflicted with him because he does have a lot of annoying things. But at the end of the day, this guy navigated for how many ever years it's been. I mean, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. ESPN was showing his high school games. He's, I think, from start to finish, one of the first athletes who had all the social media. So, I mean, there's a lot of pitfalls. He's still married. He's raised good kids. Maybe they're not good basketball players, but he's raised great kids. He's done everything that you should do, right? And it's like he hasn't run afoul of the law. As far as I know, he hasn't cheated like the San Antonio Spurs play-by-play broadcaster that we'll get into a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. He's kind of the NBA version of like Derek Jeter. Like Jeter was in the middle of New York, and it was like, other than like giving out a basket and calling an Uber for, some girlfriend, it was like, well done. I mean, everybody's kind of looking at you. Everybody's got a camera with their phone. So, he's done a really good job in addition to being one of the greatest players of all time. However people want to put him, I don't care where you put him on your list or Mount Rushmore, whatever. So whatever it is, he's done a really nice job, but he has this inexplicable way of just rubbing people the wrong way. And he's got this giant ego. And I just feel like I think you just hit it on the head. Like, hey man, everybody you've got millions on your social media feed. Just sit down and say, hey, by the way, I don't want to do another decision. Or maybe you could mock the decision. That would be funny or something like that. But just pick a team and be done with it. But I just feel like he's like, make room for the king. Is everybody done now? Is everybody clear now? Is everybody like, I got to wait. Oh, this Kawhi thing, I got to wait a little longer. I can't believe, plus who knows what he's going to do. And I'm not like screaming and everybody says, well, this is what he should do. I don't know what he should do. Only he knows. I don't care what his decision is, but doesn't it just make the most sense that he would go to Cleveland, that he would go the full circle? Like the Heat doesn't feel the same. If you join the 76ers, you're kind of ring chasing. If you join Golden State, you guys are going to be playing like wheelchair basketball. It just seems to me that like Cleveland's the spot and kind of everybody knows it, right?
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. And that's what he should do. There are plenty of players out there. I'm not saying this is the exact same scenario, but just wanting to go to their original team, their hometown team or something like that. Jimmy Graham signed with the Saints on a 1-year deal, and he wasn't even great, just to retire as a Saint. Just to retire as a Saint, okay? So it wouldn't be like a shock, and I feel like everybody knows that. And I think he knows that too, that everybody knows that. So he's like, oh, well, okay, well, let's just play with this a little bit more then. Let's just, make it about me a little bit more here. Right. But yes, maybe teams are holding out like, you can sign me. But you also got to take him. This is like a league of their own when they really wanted Dottie. And like, what about her sister? Her sister? That's like what this is. You got to get Bronny too, guys.
I feel bad for him. I really do. Because he was at USC. He clearly wasn't even that good in college. But his dad, and I was the same way. Like, my dad had a company, and it was in French fries and frozen vegetables and everything. And my whole life, like, I had been a broadcaster, and I went to school for it and everything like that. A really, really short story. After college, I have this girlfriend. I know that's crazy to think that I did, but I did. And we go over to Hawaii, and we're only supposed to be there for the summer, right? We had friends that lived over there. We stayed with their family. We hung out. Well, I run into a friend of mine who was working on cruise ships in Hawaii, and I'm like, I want to stay here. She goes back. I stay for like a year, and my parents are calling me every single day like, hey, man, are you ever coming back? And I'm like, we'll see. One day I just had way too much partying and everything like that. I just called an airline, didn't tell my employer or anything. I was a bartender, so whatever. And so I called the airline. I leave the island. I'm like, okay, I've had too much fun. And I go to work for my dad for a little while. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. So I get back into sports. But my point is that I would go to these conventions, and my dad was like this. Everybody loved him. And I'm like, I can't follow in this guy's footsteps. Yeah. I just can't be in this business. My dad's too good at it. I'm just a bum. I'm not into selling French fries to people. So I can't do this. I feel bad for Bronny because I think because I felt a pull to do this with my dad for a minute because he was always talking about it. Bronny's at SC. He can't hit the broadside of a barn, but he's like, well, it's my dad's, dream to play with me in the NBA. And so he had to go. But now the kid can't play, and he has nowhere to really get better. So, I guess he's going to have to go to wherever it is. But is LeBron good enough at this point of his career to where, like, you got to take his kid on and pay, like, a $2 million penalty, basically? I think his contract's like $2.3 million. Like, hey, look, you got it. I know I got a bunch of money, but you got to set my kid up with, before he retires from the NBA or gets kicked out when LeBron leaves. I don't know what his money will be, like $10 million with endorsements. Stuff like that's pretty good.
I do feel bad
in their life.
I do feel bad for the kid because everybody wants to be Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. Everybody wants that. Are you kidding me? Because we still talk about that today. I say that, you're like, yes, we know what I'm talking about. Of course he wants to do that. I got into bowling because my dad was a huge bowler. He still is, and he's amazing at it. So I do feel bad for him, but I don't think.
Were you any good? Were you any good? Were you a good bowler?
Yeah, I went to college for it.
Oh.
Okay.
That is out. People got to watch. People got to look on the YouTube channel right now.
How old is Bronny again?
At least 3.
Maybe he's 23, 24, something like that. No, is he that old? Because he played 1 year at USC.
That old?
Okay, I'll look this up, even though I'm
Calm
lazy.
down. There's nothing wrong
I think
with.
he's a little younger than that. Maybe he's 23, something like that.
I thought he was like 21. Wow.
Maybe he is.
He is 21.
How old is Ron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Some of you guys are fast. Okay, sorry, I was wrong. That doesn't happen very much, but I was wrong. So he's 21. He's 21. he could go play in Europe. He could make a ton of money in Europe. You're LeBron James? Yeah, I'm LeBron James Jr. He's fine. He's not going to starve the rest of his life. It's just his dad forced him into the league when he wasn't ready. And he's probably,
that's going to do something to his psyche there.
They might not be talking in about 20 years. They might not be talking to one another.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to have some family fight over Thanksgiving or something. Well, you forced me into the NBA. Hey, I got you a bunch of money and you sucked.
Definitely.
They're going to have some
definitely.
they're going to have a blowout. Too many glasses of wine at Thanksgiving like we all do.
HBO documentary in about 10, 15 years, guys.
It's going to happen.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Well, at least he won't be like my family, who I think I've said this on this show. My parents forgot me at the airport one Thanksgiving because my dad makes a vat of bloody. Oh, he does. He makes like a bucket of that, basically, of Bloody Mary mix, and they start at like 5 a.m. And so I fly in from college at like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And this was before like Uber and all that kind of stuff. So I call him and I go, hey, there's 50 people at my house. I'm like, is there one person that's sober at the house who can pick me up at the airport? My dad's like, I don't think so. Could you just take a cab? And so, I get there. I walk out of the cab, and it's like an hour drive, too. So here I am, and I get to I'm like Kevin from Home Alone. They're like, God, someone's missing here. So I get to my parents' house an hour later. I walk out of the cab, and, of course, the cab is like, hey, you got to pay. I go, I'm not paying. I go, I'll grab some, I'm a poor college kid. I'll grab somebody from the house, but I'm not paying anything, so they had to pay. Yeah, and they admitted it. Like, we totally forgot you. We're sorry. We forgot you're flying in. Like, what is this? You're my own parents. There's only 2. We have 2 kids. Like my sister.
Well, now we know who's the favorite.
And me. Oh, she is the favorite. She can't do anything wrong. And it's like, so that's what's going to happen. Point being is that's what's going to happen. They're going to have a Thanksgiving one time. And it's just going to come out. And LeBron's going to be like, hey, I got you a bunch of free money. Bronny's going to be like, I could have been a star if he'd just let me stay in college, but I had to play with you, and you had this dream of us playing together.
And I'm on Bronny's side. I'm on Bronny's
Me
side.
too. I feel bad for this kid. Because you know what's going to happen? The Lakers are like, well, we don't want this kid anymore. And then whatever team he goes to, LeBron's going to go, hey, could you bring my kid aboard? And they're going to, as part of the deal. Maybe that's the holdup right now, is like Cleveland's going, look, we want you. And like you said, it's like, well, you got to take my sister too. It's like, nah.
Sister?
Nah, we're not double dating with her. Anyway. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, point of the whole segment, if you just tuned in, please make a choice. Take Bronny with you. Let us move on. Just because, like, the talking head shows in the morning, and this is one of them, I guess, now, but, the national shows on TV are like, it's part of the show, and it's like, I don't know. Is he like, when he was in his prime, that would be worth discussing, but is it really worth now? He's a complimentary player at this point. Like, can we just, pick a team? Stop it. All right, there you go. It is the Drake Toll Show. Thanks for joining us. John Lund with you. Addie is here. Laura is here. Okay, let's talk a little baseball. The All-Star Game is Tuesday, and it gets a bad rap, and I can make this a lot easier so that we all enjoy it. It is my yearly what would I call it? I guess just a, public service announcement, because that's the kind of person I am. Like, I just try to make everyone's life easier. I'll explain next. It's the Drake Toll Show with John Lund, only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
Good time.
Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us. We very much appreciate your attendance this morning. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing great. It is the Drake Toll Show with your old friend John Lund. Laura is here. Addie is here. However you are listening, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can see our bright, shiny faces on the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel as well. So your choice, whatever you'd like to do. Very, very nice this morning. Top of the hour. Last night, I told you this at the beginning of the show, it's kind of a weird time in sports. We're right before the NFL, which takes over everything. It is the behemoth. It is the million-pound behemoth, and it will start taking over again and swallowing everything in its path in just a couple of weeks. We are at the All-Star Game break, which we're going to discuss here in a minute. NBA Summer League, which, by the way, I'll tell this story at the top of the hour because I'm a longtime veteran of the Summer League before it got to Vegas. I got some great stories for you on it. But last night, 1 versus 2 with the Wiz and the Jazz, DeMonsa and Peterson. So we shall discuss and a few other things about the NBA at the top of the hour. But I do this every single year. It's kind of a PSA, and I don't understand it. I'll start like this for the All-Star Game. And just this will cover all the festivities. And I want to talk about the Home Run Derby because Addie put something in her notes about the Home Run Derby. And it looks like Kyle Schwarber is going to join Bryce Harper. And, you know, we have a fairly good field as far as names are concerned, not like the NBA dunk contest where nobody wants to do it. But it looks like there'll be a fairly robust Home Run Derby field on Monday. But here's my PSA every year. I wrote about this actually today on Yahoo Sports. If you want to look at Yahoo and you know make my numbers go up there, that'd be nice. But every year, this is every All-Star Game, but let's use the Major League Baseball All-Star Game because I love it. I grew up as a kid. I love that they've gone back to all the uniforms. It's a lot of fun. But here's the thing, and we learned this when Bud Selig tried to make it mean something. It is an exhibition game. So instead of looking at it with the intensity of, say, a Game 7, some people get upset about this. This is not the World Series. This is not the NBA Finals. This is not the Stanley Cup Finals. This is not a game that should have that kind of intensity. An all-star game by its very nature, and people complain about this in the NBA, they don't play any defense. And in the NHL, 14 goals get scored and all these different things. Look, it's supposed to be an exhibition, and there's really no way to make it anything more than that. So here's my comparison. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I think it does. If you walk into a movie theater and you're going to see, I don't know, Happy Gilmore. I know this is a long time ago, but it just popped in my head. So, okay, Happy Gilmore. You're going to see an Adam Sandler movie. You have an expectation of, I'm going to have a few laughs. Maybe if I partake in smoking something, I might laugh a little more, have some popcorn. It doesn't have to have a sequel. It doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to alter your life. It's just 2 hours of entertainment or whatever, however it runs, long it runs. You get back in your car. Hope maybe you have an Uber driver in that case. But you go home and you had your entertainment, right? It doesn't have to mean anything more than that. Just a couple hours of good entertainment. You have fun. You realize when you walk into the theater, it's not winning, and it's not Oppenheimer, right? Like this is how I watch movies. I go, and after they have, I think a lot of people do this, after the nominations come out, then I'll either watch it at home or go to a movie or something. My wife's into the movies. I'm not as huge of a fan, but I'll go with her to spend time because I make her watch sports all the time. So it's a fair trade-off. And if we're going to go watch those type of movies, I have a certain expectation level. So if you relate that to sports, if the World Series is Oppenheimer, right? I have a high expectation level. It's an Oscar Award winner. Okay, it should be that kind of baseball. But on Tuesday night, it's an exhibition. It's an Adam Sandler movie. So just rather than, because the media is great at this, we complain. There's not enough intensity, but it can't mean anything, right? So what's the middle ground there? It can't be for the World Series. It can't be, but it's got to have some sort of intensity. I have the right mentality when I look at an all-star game in any sport, which is it might be a little bit of fun. I don't know what they're doing in the NFL. The NBA, they don't play any defense. I'm fine with it. It can be a Globetrotters game, and they can do dunks all over the place and jack up half-court threes. That's fine. I want to see the athleticism. I don't expect it to be the NBA Finals, and I'm never disappointed. So maybe this makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it changes your attitude. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you do have the proper perspective. But to me, the media never does. They expect it to be something. They've got their complaint column already. They didn't have enough intensity. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It just should be fun. Remember when Barry Bonds hit that home run and Torrey Hunter took it away in center field and Bonds kind of picked him up, because he could lift 8 million pounds. And anyway, I won't get into that. But, he picked up Torrey Hunter and they had a little bit of fun, and that's it. Or John Kruk went to the plate and he put the helmet on backwards and, he's hitting left-handed against Randy Johnson. Like, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to have mics. Guys are supposed to be mic'd up. There's all, have a bunch of fun. They should even have more fun with the whole thing. So, anyway, there is my public servants announcement. Just have fun with the All-Star game. What are your thoughts?
So I love
because you're a big baseball person.
I am. I'm a seam head,
right.
and
you're a big baseball person.
And with one of my other gigs, I work all of these events. So I work the draft, I work the Derby, I work the All-Star game. So I'm there. I'm in it. But as a casual fan, I have to take a step back with the home run derby in particular. We know players like Yordan Alvarez and Shohei Ohtani are not going to be there. Why would you risk messing up your swing? Why would you risk injury when some of these players are
we're
already
going to fight about this later.
Injury prone? Oh, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good. I like it. But my problem with the home run derby is, hey, guys, look at your watch. It's next week. You still need some guys. And you have players like Colorado Rockies, Hunter Goodman, who, by the way, for the first half of the season, tied this one guy, this Hall of Famer named Todd Helton's home run first half numbers. And he's like, yeah, I want to be in the home run derby. Put him in. You need a guy. And he's like, no, I haven't been invited yet. I'm like, oh, what? Okay, you're just gonna be our last choice, like the night before. Be like, hey, the usual couldn't be here. So let's,
that's kind of me. That's kind of my life, Picked last for this. 2 a.m. the lights come on. Some girl goes, I guess so. I've had enough beer. Yes, I understand I understand how he feels, being picked last, kind of a thing.
And
but Bryce Eldridge of the Giants too. Like, here's a young player who's their top prospect, and has said, "Hey man, I want to do it," and people and they're like, "We'll see. We'll let you know." Don Mattingly, by the way, did let us in on a little bit of a thing where this hadn't been announced, but it's in Philly, and so Bryce Harper's going to do it, and now Schwarber's going to do it. And we'll do a whole segment on this later. Because I have home run derby thoughts, and I know you have home run derby thoughts, and we'll discuss. Because I have a strong opinion. I don't know how. By the way, just to give us a little teaser here, I don't know how they could make it better. I just remember I got in a lot of trouble one time. I don't know if I have enough time to tell this story. I do. So I was working in. God, I've worked in so many places. I was working in Detroit, and they had the home run derby there. I'll tell the second story later. One just popped into my head. But we were making fun of Chris Berman. Remember when Chris Berman used to do that thing? Back, gone. Back, gone. Well, he sounds like a guy like duck, quack, 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 quack. And so we started doing like shooting sounds, which people don't like. And so when he would go, and we'd be like, like pull, and it was like, back. So he sounded like a duck. Back, gone. And he sounded like a duck, and we started playing like, shooting sounds. And we were an ESPN affiliate, and I was kind of making fun of it and everything. So we get this big call from some, big wig at ESPN, and then, of course, the program director comes in and goes, yeah, that whole thing about, Chris Berman sounding like a duck and shooting Chris Berman, yeah, we can't do that. So I was like, oh, sorry. I guess we shouldn't do that. But it was funny. Like, the Tuesday of the All-Star game we did, because that's all Berman would do for like 2.5 hours, right?
And
I'm glad it's not that anymore.
Time in Detroit.
we were doing a wacky morning show, and we were just like,
get those air checks,
we did it all.
Please send them our way.
Yeah, which is I enjoy those very much. But yeah, we got in a lot of trouble for that. We got in a lot of trouble, and then let's see. I don't think I could. Yeah, I can't tell this story, but I'm going to wait because we're going to do a whole segment on the home run derby because you put in your notes something to the effect of, and let me go back because I wrote it on that segment, something along the lines of. About the home run derby. I got to go back. I got to find this somewhere now. Now I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, but what did you say? You put it in notes. I don't know where my notes are. I'm very unorganized today.
This home run derby.
Oh, no. Here it is right here. That's it. I just found it. This home run derby sucks so far, and we haven't even seen it yet. What's wrong with you? You're already like ripping it.
Guys, we're at the deadline. Get your players. Not Jazz Chisholm. I don't need to see someone swinging a bat just to hit 3 home runs.
I don't want that. No, I don't want to do that either. I would agree with you 100%. Yeah, I would agree with you. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later so that the people know. Still waiting on our first call at 310-840-4910 on the Westwood One Sports Talk and Text Line. What is wrong with you people? We've given you a ton to discuss. What is wrong with you? All right, because it is that time of year and because I have no life and because it's 150 degrees in Phoenix so you can't go outside, I watch Summer League basketball so you don't have to. Between pick 1 and pick 2, I'll tell you what we learned. We'll discuss next. Hour 2. Drake Toll Show with John Lund filling in, Addie, Laura, and the whole crew on Westwood One Sports. And, of course, the very downloadable. And it's Friday, so it would be a great time to do it. Westwood One Sports app.
We can't wait for the lyrics to come.
All right, sorry. I don't mean to talk over the late Bonnie Tyler. Laura got really mad at me. She's like, are you ever going to go? Are you going to go? Are you going to talk? I just thought maybe the ratings would be higher if we just
I thought
played
we were going to
Bonnie
hear the
Tyler.
chorus.
Yeah, me too.
Wait,
And we can all sing it
bit.
together.
Laura,
It'd be
you
amazing.
can bring it back up. Laura, bring it back up.
No, I'm
Yeah,
cutting that off.
whatever the chorus is. Here, yeah, right here. Yeah. Isn't this a great Friday song? This is awesome, man. Was this the part in Footloose where like Kevin Bacon was going crazy and just dancing like a
Yes,
wild
on the
man?
tractor. He's
Yes.
like,
That's right, yeah. Because the cops were trying to shut down dancing and all that stuff. And anyway, there you go.
That's a
as
crazy
Laura
movie.
Pointed out
That's
earlier. That is a
like,
crazy movie.
who came up with that? Who came up with that?
That was pure. I think it was 80s. That's just 80s. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's the premise, and it was a huge movie. It's this outlaw kid, and he's gonna come from the city, and he's gonna go to the suburbs, or not the suburbs, the country, and he's gonna meet this girl, and it's like you can't dance here. Dancing is prohibited. I mean, it's like great idea. Let's go with that.
Like, I can't. The boogie. No. Like, what?
Amazing movie.
There are movies or scenes in the 80s, like Revenge of the Nerds. There's some stuff going on in that movie.
Oh,
I'm like, you can't, weird
yeah.
science, but you can't do that now. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
No,
Who thought
you
of that?
can't. Oh, no, we're way too PC. There's no chance. Let alone like Monty Python or something like that. Anyway, I digress. Hour number 2 of the show. Thank you for joining us. It is the Drake Till Show. John Lund in for Drake on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Laura is here. Addie is here. We are glad that you are here. However you are listening, it could be hundreds and hundreds of radio stations across this fine country and our good friends in Canada. Shout out Canada. 310-840-4910 on the Westwood One Sports Talk and Text line. We've given you a lot to talk about. We'd love to hear from you on this lovely Friday. And you can watch us on the Drake Till Show YouTube channel as well, if you would like. By the way, 20 minutes after the hour, we were actually texting about this before the show and yesterday. It is my final discussion about soccer for a while, maybe 4 years. I haven't had a chance to talk my soccer feelings out, and I got reprimanded for. I'm still paying attention. Holland is my backup team, so to Holland, and. That whole thing, that's an amazing. The dude with the long hair who eats like just beef and basically just rips the heart out of, I mean, that dude's crazy. But he's like the Gronk of soccer, that guy. So we've got to talk about him. And we'll do that at about 20 minutes past the hour. I've got to talk my soccer feelings out. But so let me give you a little background on the Summer League, me and the Summer League. So before the Summer League went to Vegas, I worked in Salt Lake City, and they had a thing called the Rocky Mountain Review. That's where they held the Summer League for obvious reasons. No offense, Salt Lake City, but for obvious reasons, the NBA went, "Come on, man, we could do a little better than this." But it was really cool. They would give me a live mic, and I'd walk around, and we would broadcast the games, and I would walk around, and there's Greg Popovich, or there's Larry Brown, or there's a player, or a GM, or whatever. There's Phil Jackson, and I just, with a live mic, I'd tell those guys off the air, "Hey, I got Phil Jackson here," and I'd do the stuff, and all these great players would come through Salt Lake City. It was a great time. So I'm a fan of Summer League. Now, let me say something with a grain of salt. There was a year where, if people remember, Greg Ostertag was a former center out of Kansas. He was okay, and he took Tim Duncan to school. This is like 97. He took Tim Duncan to school, and so everybody's like, "Oh, Tim Duncan, he's not going to be any good." I think Tim Duncan, let me double check. Yeah, pretty good. So you got to take everything in the Summer League with a grain of salt. Nobody plays a lot of great defense. A lot of those guys are there because they're trying to show off for European teams. They're not going to be in the league. But last night in Vegas, which I'm absolutely amazed because I'm in Phoenix, it's like living on the surface of the sun right now for the next 6 weeks. Nobody goes outside. But for some reason, they can get players to Las Vegas despite the fact that it was 110 yesterday, and they're showing Anthony Davis and Trae Young and all these different players from all over, and they packed the Thomas and Mack Center, which is amazing. And so they've done an amazing job in Las Vegas. So then last night, really smart, nice marketing by the NBA. They get A.J. DeBonsa from the Wiz, the first pick, and they get Darren Peterson from the Jazz, second pick. And Peterson had a couple of games in Utah where he was really good, not quite as good last night. But DeBonsa, to me, he looked like SGA. I mean, I think he's going to be even a better version. He's really long, can play defense too, but he's driving to the hoop. He's getting foul calls. He can shoot. He's got a mid-range. I don't know if he can shoot long distance. But I wouldn't be surprised if the guy led the league in the NBA, or led the league in scoring. Wouldn't be surprised, and I really think they should. Washington should be a team if Anthony Davis might be able to stay healthy. Trae Young probably could stay healthy. They got a bunch of young players. I think Washington should be a playoff team in the East. Devonta looked outstanding last night. Had 27 points, 7 boards. Washington won by like 4. Who cares who wins? And then Darren Peterson was okay. He had, I think, 9 fouls. They don't allow you to foul out. They have 9 fouls in there. I think he turned it over 8 times. He was much better in Salt Lake City in his second game. He had 25 points and 12 assists. He had 24 last night. Saw Boozer play in Salt Lake City. Lendenberg for the Warriors. I think he's going to be a steal. He scored, I'm not sure what he scored, 24, I think, last night, went 8 for 13. So anyway, I enjoyed watching it. And it's that time of year where you're kind of in this middle ground. So I started the show by saying, what are they doing with Kawhi Leonard? You've had 10 months to do this. All the problems in the NBA. Whomever came up with, let's, in the dead of summer, have all these players come. They'll work out with some of these young players. All these guys will come. They'll play. And we'll get to see the best of the best. And last night, having Washington with the first pick, playing Utah with the second pick, and having those guys go at it, the place was packed. It's brilliance by the NBA. They make money at it. All the teams go there. I've been there a couple of times to Vegas. It is surface of the sun outside, but they go inside. It's a way, because if you've ever been to Vegas in the summer, you can basically, except for all the fees that they have, you can basically get almost a free hotel room. And you've basically got to lay in the pool and then go straight back to your hotel room and put your face in the front of AC. But outside of that, it's pretty cool. So let me ask you this, Addie, because you're in D.C., you're near D.C., like there's a lot, the Nationals are good enough. They're in the playoff chase a little bit. Every NFL town, every team has got an NFL team is an NFL town, so the Commanders, obviously a big deal. Capitals, Ovi comes back, they're a big deal. Like, where are the Wiz in this? Because I'm watching Devonta last night, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but the kid's got just about everything. I think he's going to be an amazing player. I love this draft. I think a lot of players are going to be really good out of this draft. But watching that kid last night, like, he scored 27 last night with ease. And there's not a lot of defense played in the Summer League. I get it. But he's going to be really special. He's good.
A lot of times when I'm up here, or just in general, the way that I kind of just gauge the buzz around something is just the people that I'm with. And I know that could sound like a prisoner of the moment thing, but they don't all work in sports. My friends do not work in sports. This is them talking naturally about what's going on. And we were out at the bar, and my whole group of friends, they were talking about this Wizards team. Is it going to be exciting to watch? They're actually looking forward to watching basketball. Because that was the problem up here. Basketball's not huge because you have awesome things going on. The Washington Capitals, Ovi, all-time goal-scoring leader. The Commanders, you have all the drama. And they're trying to rebuild. They were decent for a certain period of time. But then you have this team, you're like, okay, cool. The Nats won the World Series in 2019. The Wizards have it's been a struggle bus. And they're talking last night, they're like, AJ Debonsa seems like this will be a fun player to watch. People are looking forward to it. And so it was only on one TV in the entire bar. For some reason, they insisted on playing Phillies and Reds, which I was like, we can change this. Like, this is okay, actually. I don't need to. I don't.
And you're a baseball person.
Yeah, I was like, I actually don't need to watch
on.
this. But I wanted to watch. Last night was what you should be doing. Hey, here's your number 1 overall pick. Here's number 2. Here's what you get to see. And it was, in my opinion, I know it's a small sample size. It was, they got the guy. They got the right guy. Darren Peterson looks like he was overdosing on creatine again. It just wasn't pretty on that side, but it was fun. It was fun, even though it's just the summer league and it's not really all the pieces together. That was fun to watch AJ Debonsa, and everybody in that bar was talking about it. I was eavesdropping like crazy. I was nosy.
Yeah. No, look, watching last night, he gets to the rim. He's going to become a flop. The only thing I didn't like last night is flopping is becoming so big in the league, and it's not quite to soccer levels. And again, 20 minutes past the hour, our final soccer discussion, at least while I'm here. Drake can soccer all he wants, but I just, I've got some questions for you both. But I'm watching him last night. He's getting to the rim. He's got a great mid-range game. He's probably got to expand his – I think he might have hit 1 or no three-pointers last night. I can't remember. It's not in front of me, and I'm too lazy to look. But he's got the range out to the three-point line. But the thing is, he's 6'9", he's long. And then the other part of it is, if you're going to change a franchise, a losing culture franchise like the Wiz have been, and sometimes on purpose, he is that kind of kid. He's got that thing. And then after the game and on the court, he has very little emotion. He basically is saying, I should be doing this. Anthony Davis is going to get hurt. It's just a matter of when. Not sure about Trae Young, but and they had the ball in his hands a lot, and they had Brian Keefe, the head coach of the Wizards, on, and they talked about, like, DeBonta is initiating the offense, had the ball in his hands a lot. I don't know if that's going to happen in Washington with Trae Young, but, I mean, he can do it all. And I'm watching this kid. He's getting to the rim with ease. He went through, and again, Summer League, I get it. He went through 4 Jazz men and dunked a ball where he elevated higher, like Jordan-esque. And again, I'm not going to say he's Jordan. I've said this draft, I think, is the best since LeBron in 03. I'm not going to say he's LeBron as the first pick. But he's special. Whatever his ceiling is, he's incredibly special. And I think he's going to change that franchise. I think Peterson was trying too hard last night. I just think he was like, okay, it's me versus DeBonta. He was putting up some crazy shots. In Utah, he looked really good. So I think Peterson's going to be good. I saw Boozer in the Utah Summer League, looked really, really good. Lenderberg last night for the Warriors was good. Merez Johnson Jr., who went 9th to the Mavericks, scored 27 last night, was really, really good. I think these kids, at least like Flemings, I think for Atlanta, had 9 assists last night. It's Summer League. I get it. But I think there's 9 or 10 kids who are going to be all-stars. And I think DeBonta, Peterson, Boozer, and I haven't seen Wilson play. You know, the Bulls took him, and I think he plays tonight. I think those first 3 guys at least are going to be incredibly special. Acuff Jr. is good from Sacramento. They have nobody. Acuff Jr. could score 30 a game this year because Sacramento just stinks. I mean, they stink. And so he could just have the ball in his hands constantly. It's a good draft class. But watching last night, and again, of course, my son walks downstairs and he goes, I was kind of embarrassed, and he goes, "What you watching?" And I tried to sell him on it. I go, "It's the first 2 picks in the draft." And he looked at me and he goes, "It's Summer League basketball. This doesn't even count." I go, "But it's Summer League and it's cool. You should sit down and watch it." And he just went, he looked at me, shook his head. What does he know? He just went back to New York. He's a bandwagon Knicks fan. He went to New York for a week as part of his summer break. And now all of a sudden he comes home and he's got a Knicks sweatshirt. He came home 2 days ago and he has a Knicks sweatshirt, and he is proclaimed, even though he's from Northern California, he's been a Curry fan his whole life. He probably has 20 different Curry jerseys. He's exactly what the NBA wants. Like, we just came out with a new jersey, he would buy it. Like, right away. He would come to me and go, "What do I need to do to earn the money?" And I'm just like, I don't know, things you should already do. Clean your room, not stick dishes under your bed. I mean, I don't know, things like that. And so how about you clean your room, bring all the dishes down. It would be too much to mow the lawn. He would cut his fingers off and toes. So, a couple of things that wouldn't require that. And I just said, okay, do what you should normally do. I'll give you money for a Curry jersey. So, I mean, and he takes all the Curry jerseys. My wife has a second job, sells a bunch of stuff online and everything. She's a power sell, whatever she does. So he takes this to her when he comes back and takes the 50 Curry jerseys that I probably paid $5,000 for, and proclaims that he's no longer a Warriors fan, wants to give up all the Warriors jerseys, and he brings a new Knicks sweatshirt, and it's 100,000 degrees here in Phoenix, has a Knicks sweatshirt on as he comes back from the airport and proclaims himself a Knicks fan.
Throw the kid away.
But
throw the kid away.
Yeah,
that's what he just did. We got to do something here.
Change the law.
You know what? Send him to New York and leave him there.
Bing bong. I didn't even know I was going to get into that story.
Is he like age to understand that he's been?
Yeah, it's I should disown him. He's a freshman in high school. He'll be a freshman in high school.
Oh, yeah, he's old enough.
You should be old enough to stay with your team at that point, right?
Yeah.
And not be so influenced. But I asked him why. I said, well, why? And he's just like, well, everything in New York, I went back there, and it's all Knicks, and they have all these cool jerseys, and everybody's talking about the Knicks. And I go, yeah, they won a title. And he goes, well, I'm a Knicks fan. That's what he just proclaimed, that he's a Knicks fan. Bing bong. All of a sudden.
He can work for you better, you bet. He can go work for you better, you bet. Not the Drake Toll show, though. I'm sorry. Yeah, but the thing that's bothersome, like I said, is when he comes downstairs and hands my wife, maybe not 50 Curry jerseys, but probably 25.
Hurts. That hurts.
I mean, yeah. And of course, he's one of those kids that's like, oh, that's not a real jersey. I will not desecrate my body with a fake jersey. You know what I mean? It's not like the iron-ons and stuff. These are like legit. They're these are legit.
He's
with
bringing
the
out the No Max Amex card to buy all of these.
He is not to go on a tangent, but he is that version of now. Like, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, where Amazon packages showing up at your house. Like, and I told my wife, I'm like, your credit card's on there, not mine. And so they, obviously at an early age, these kids have grown up with like, if I need something, I'm going online to Amazon, and stuff shows up constantly at our house. And I'm like, look, if we're out of toilet paper, you can order it from Amazon. If a new Curry jersey comes out for $300, no, like you got to ask. And all of a sudden, those things would like show up, and we'd open a package and be like, where did this come from? Oops. Like, toilet paper, okay. Paper towels, there's certain okay. We these are essentials. A new Curry jersey is not an essential.
But Dad,
what are you doing?
I wanted it.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Anyway, all right. Where did we? Oh, we were at Summer League. How did we go on that tangent? Who knows? All right, Drake Toll Show. Let's get this thing back on track. I blame you. You're the producer of the program. Laura, you run the ship. What's going on here?
I'm waiting for the calls, guys.
I can offer up more. Here's what I can offer up today. I have a Casa Bonita shot glass.
Oh, I want that. That's cool.
So if you call, this could
if you're on the
be
YouTube
yours.
Channel right now,
this could be yours.
Nice
I didn't
glass.
say it will be yours. I said it could, though. It could be.
Where did you get that? Casa Bonita shot glass.
I was in Denver.
Wow. That is nice.
That's what we're offering up. Please call in.
Okay. 310-840-4910. We've given you plenty to talk about. All right, let's do this. At least while I'm here, Drake can do whatever he wants. You guys can do whatever you want. But I think this will be my final soccer discussion for 4 years. I could be wrong, maybe not, but I have not had a chance to discuss this, and I can't be a contributing member of society until I do. So let's do this. So Drake Toll Show, John Lund in. Say hello to my friends Laura and Addie. We'll continue our discussion next. I got to get this off my chest on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. It is the Drake Toll Show. John London for Drake on Westwood One Sports and Westwood One Sports app. You want to stay for this. Addie and I will duke it out over the home run derby in 17 minutes at about 40 minutes past the hour. I think we can be cordial about it, but when people disagree in this country anymore, they aren't very cordial. So we'll try to fulfill you in that and discuss cordially in about 17 minutes. But I have not had a chance to talk my soccer feelings out. We, of course, lost to Belgium 4-1, and I've been paying less attention, but still, I want to know who wins this thing, and I am bought into soccer. I think it was pretty cool. But in both you, Laura and Addie, you're both big soccer fans, and we're going to discuss this whole thing and how it went down. And you guys were both rooting for Mexico, and at least Mexico against England, they put up a fight. It's my thought in watching that game, and by the way, they let me down because, I kind of like most Americans, I think a lot of Americans, as this thing kind of kept going, we got more and more into it. And I do most times like to watch sporting events at home because of what we do for a living, and you can focus a little bit more rather than being at a bar and being tempted by the dark water, and all of a sudden you start drinking, and then you're like, oh, what's going on in the game? And then you're supposed to talk about it on the next day or something, and, you kind of overindulged yourself, you were overserved, and you have no idea what happened in the game. So I tend to, because of my tendencies of not having any self-control, watching the game at home. But for the last couple of games for soccer, I did not. I went out, and I wanted to get into it with the fans and went to sports bars and had a great time, and it was a good time, and we're all rooting for the same team, which is very rare because if you go to a sports bar, a lot of times it's one team against another, and you'll have fans, even from a hometown perspective, you'll have fans on the other team. So I go like everybody else, and we fall behind 1-0, but then we get a penalty kick, we score, and we're back into this thing. We're feeling great about it, and then all hell just breaks loose. And to be honest, Belgium crushed us. Whether we have the dumbest goalie with one of the dumbest plays of all time, it rivals, I think, Chris Webber calling a timeout, Fred Brown throwing the pass to James Worthy, like any kind of boneheaded moment in the history of sports. And because it was on an international level, to me, was one of the worst plays I've ever seen in my life. Not being a soccer expert, but somebody can tell me. I mean, that was atrocious. It was terrible. If that guy, honestly, had been in a country where soccer was everything, he might have to move. I'm not even kidding. Like, there's certain places where it's like, look, you can't come back to our country. We'll give you a ticket to anywhere on earth, but you can't come back here. Like, am I going too far on that? Like, if that was a country.
What did Addie say?
Yes, I said that in the chat. As soon as it happened, I went back to Andres Escobar for Colombia, the one who scored the own goal.
And I was like, please don't make that comparison. That man
But
got
I'm not
shot.
saying that. No, I'm not saying he's going to get
It's
killed
terrible.
here. I'm saying that, like, everyone hated him. Everyone hated him.
In certain countries. And not here.
No,
but in
his own
certain
country.
countries, you might have to leave the country. I think that's fair.
And so that's what I meant by that. Yes.
Yeah. It's certain countries that are really into it, you might have to leave. You might have to call your wife and say, bring our belongings to, I don't know, Germany. Like, we're not going to be able to come back. So the whole thing, and maybe I'm going too far, but I don't think I am. All the goodwill that was built up through that, I think, was undone because they weren't competitive at all. And not only for that play, not only for, some of the other, we just didn't look competitive against Belgium. We did not look competitive. That's a top 10 team. I get it. But it's not Spain. It's not Argentina. It's not France. It's not the best teams in the sport. And we were embarrassed. And that was our best chance, I think. This term, and I like it, so I'm going to steal it. Everyone's a prisoner of the moment. But it was our home soil. There was a bunch of momentum towards the whole thing. I mean, Mexico has come out. And let me throw Mexico. Mexico has come out and said, hey, we're going to build 2,000 new academies. We're going to find the next great players. That's what the teams in Europe, the best teams, do. They have these academies for people who don't know, and they mine soccer players, basically, and we don't do that in the U.S., and that's something we need to do. When people say, well, how can we get better? We can throw so much money into it. We can have these academies. I just don't know if people care enough, but we had this momentum going, and then that game's in Seattle, which is a really good – for America, that's a really good, soccer town. Think about the Seahawks and how loud that stadium can be. It was our moment. And then for us to play like that, one of two things. Either we just saved our worst for last or we just can't compete on that stage.
The games, the difference between Mexico and England, United States and Belgium were so insane. Yes, so they're both losses. I was rooting for United States and Mexico. Mexico's loss was a respectable loss. England played very well. They played very well. United States, there was so much wrong with that game. One of my big things is if you want to be the star on a team and this is your biggest moment, I expect you to be like Tyrese Halliburton. I expect you to go out there and destroy your Achilles for a win, to attempt to win something. That is my mindset. I'm sorry. This is the biggest stage. You don't know if you're going to be here in 4 years. You don't know if you're going to be there. So I think the whole Christian Pulisic thing was just a disaster. I get it now. He has like a slight fracture, but I'm like, okay, come on. I mean, we all do. Do we not? Come on. And just the goalie, Matt Freese, which have we heard from him? Is he alive? Is he in hiding? Is he in hiding?
He's got to be on vacation in some European country.
Is this like a Buckner incident? We'll just...
Ooh, Buckner. That's a great call. That was a Buckner. That's exactly what it was. I mean, the Buckner ball went under his glove, and they won that game. Ray Knight scored, and then they played the next night, and of course, the Mets won. But, like, it was like – and again, I was a goalie on a traveling team. I was very good. Very good. Best, maybe some people say the best ever. Best ever. But by the way, we have to get to that point, too. He calls FIFA. That's bad sports juju. I'm sorry. That day when I had an inkling, just because we all have this, this sports sensibility to us. And when he called and took credit for, overturning that whole thing and the red card, I thought
that was it. That was it.
I know everyone was excited for that. Exactly. Laura's right. Like you're angry in the sports god, man. You're messing with things. How some movies it's like you go back in time. Yeah, I didn't like that. I know it sounds crazy, and I said this in real time. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
It brought me back to the Tiger Woods. Like, I was on the phone with the president. I'm sorry. Like, that's what it brought me back to. I'm like, right.
That didn't even get him out of the ticket.
No, but it got Balogun out of the red card, and he served a suspension on the field because he was so bad. He was so bad on the pitch. He was so bad out there. I was like, hey, buddy, I actually think you should have just sat this one out.
Yeah. Everybody was bad. I mean, my God, it was just a one after the other after the other. And I'm watching this game going, okay, either – and look, this happens, right? Teams play poorly. I get it. But did they play that poorly, or we're not even close, and we were all fooled? And then we played a top 10 team for a country that's known for beer, and they smoked us. I mean, they just start to finish. There was a dude on Belgium. He wore number 10. I don't know his name, but he looked like he was about 50, and he was a left winger, and he was just like he was twirling circles around us. I'm like, and I looked to my wife, who of course. She was like, I was all hyping her. I'm like, come to the bar with me. This is going to be fun. It's the U.S. And she looked at me like, can we go?
No.
Like, after the first half, at halftime, she was like, can we go? Yeah, she was like, okay, can we, seriously, we already ate. We both had enough, Of course, I stayed sober, but it was like, we've had enough. Like, can we go? And I'm like, yeah, we can go. This thing's over. But, I mean, he looked like he's 50. He's like got gray hair and stuff, and our guys couldn't catch up to him. I'm like, okay, we stink. We were all fooled. We stink.
I don't understand how we're not seeing the model. This is the same model, and I know I just keep going back to baseball, but it's in Latin American countries and South American countries. They also have these academies. That's how you can get them to America. That's how you get them up here, all these young kids. And I just don't understand how we don't. We know this works for baseball. We know this. We've seen it in other countries. We know this works in soccer. We see it from other countries, and we're just like, no, man. Everybody's gonna do YMCA when they're a kid, and then after that, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah. It might be what you just said, John. That we're never going to be there because no one cares. So
yeah, like I saw this morning. It says the Mexican government and Liga MX will create 2,000 new academies across the country with the goal of finding new talents like Gilberto Mora. They also plan to further expand scouting efforts across the United States. So not only that, they're going to steal the players of Mexican descent that are in the U.S. Like, come play for us.
I have a chance, Laura. We have a chance.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Yeah,
right. But what they're going to do is they're going to look for Mexican Americans and say, look, the U.S. sucks at soccer. You don't want to play for their team. Come play for us. We'll have a chance. Like, I would expect the U.S. to say, okay, enough of that. We got, something good comes from this embarrassing loss to say we've got to be better. And we're going to open up 2,000 academies, and we're going to be better, and we're going to try to get the better athletes and everything else. We just kind of went, yeah, we pretty much suck. Until the next one. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Like, wow. All right. That's how we're going down. That's fine. I might be the ignorant American, but we have to admit that the way your team went down, both of you were rooting for Mexico ahead of America. That's okay. But their response was, we got to get better. Our response was, hey, man, the NFL starts in 2 weeks. That was fun. Moving on.
Again.
We know you're jonesing for some football.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll just go back to our sport that nobody can beat us at. And I don't know if I said it on this show, but we do the same thing. You just mentioned it, Laura. We do the same thing. We hype it up. We win a game or two. Everybody starts asking the same questions. Could we be a superpower? And then in the end, we look terrible and we go, well, that was fun. What's next?
It's every
we do
4
this
years,
every
buddy.
single time.
Every time.
Yeah, we get sucked in like, this is the time. This is going to be different. Ugh.
Are we going to take soccer seriously? Are we going to be? We're trending in the right direction. I'm like,
and they should take it seriously. Come on, Ronaldo's the highest paid athlete. Like, I don't understand what it is about soccer that people don't.
But have you ever seen Patrick Mahomes?
He's. Ew.
Have you seen Arch Manning?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the pigskin?
I'm not looking for this.
Yeah, no. Here's the other thing too: is that for those who didn't pay this much attention to it. Soccer players make $300-400. I mean, the best of the best make $300-400 million. They make a boatload of money, more than quarterbacks, more than anybody in American sports. And so that's the one thing is maybe I would try to convince if I was,
but
if I was trying to recruit players to soccer.
But they're still hot.
Yeah.
They're still hot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're hot. They still get the girls. They still got the money.
So,
they're European.
They
go
do?
They go vacation in Europe.
It's amazing. By the way, so who are we rooting for? Holland? I mean, is Holland kind of the backup team now?
Norway.
That's what I think.
I think for me it's France.
First of all, it would have been Egypt.
France.
It would have been Egypt.
I think it's I think it's France. I don't know. My name's Adeline Juliette. I feel like that's just the backup.
Ooh.
I have to go French here. Mom's from New Orleans. That's the other one.
I get it. That'll pass. I'll let that pass just because I've been over to France, and maybe it's me. It's very possible that it was me. They weren't very nice to me. Now, maybe that is a fallacy because people always say the French are rude. And like I said, maybe it was me. Maybe I overindulged in the wine. Maybe But I went over there for an NFL game to cover an NFL game, and we went to France for one day. I might have been obnoxious. It might have been my fault, but they weren't very nice.
American,
I can't root for France.
They knew they clocked.
Yeah, that's what it was. This American. White, something about white trash. Yeah, something like that.
That's why when we go there, we have to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I know. I should learn French.
I say I'm from
But
Canada.
I did have my. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Should have done that. Hey, I'm from Canada, eh? And then maybe they would have been a little bit nicer.
Sorry.
But anyway, that's sorry. All right, we're gonna have it out. Coming up next. Addie and I differ on the home run derby. We do know most of the people that are going to be at the home run derby, so we shall discuss that. And plus, I told one home run derby story, but I've got one more that I think you'll enjoy as well. We'll do that coming up next. Drake Toll Show. John Lund filling in for Drake right here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us. Drake Toll Show. Drake will be back. I almost said tomorrow. It's Friday. Get with it. I have no idea what day it is. He'll be back on Monday. Thanks for joining us. Laura is here. Addie is here. You are here. Thank you very much for joining us. We very much appreciate your attendance on this Friday. We'll reset some NBA topics at the top of the hour, including what are they doing with this whole Kawhi Leonard trade, not trade, what's going on. We'll update you on that situation. I don't think we'll fight. I think that we're two people that can have a cordial conversation and disagree. Home Run Derby is Monday. We've already told you how to watch the All-Star Game to make you a better member of society. Just don't act like it's a Game 7 and you'll be just fine. The way I looked at it was it's Happy Gilmore. It's not Oppenheimer. So just get your mind right accordingly and you will enjoy the All-Star Game. Now, the Home Run Derby is kind of a different story. A lot of people comp it to the dunk competition. There's not enough people, not enough stars. We do know so far, it's in Philadelphia, so Bryce Harper is going to be in it. Wilson Contreras is going to be it. Jack Caglione from Kansas City is kind of he's a riser. He's going to be in it. Don Mattingly kind of let the cat out of the bag last night because I would think that if you're in Philadelphia, you got to have Schwarber, right? I think Schwarber is going to be in this thing too. But I don't know that there's a right way or a perfect way to do this whole thing. Let me start with a story before we get into this conversation. So I was in Detroit. This is, I think, I'm going to age myself, like 2005. I think they had the All-Star Game there. And I was a media member. And so they stick the media members possibly, they don't want to give us any decent seats because they want to sell those. So I'm at a table, like a long table for the media. We're kind of in the right field corner. And I remember it was Bobby Abreu who hit this home run. And so being non-athletic like I am, the ball bounces a couple of times, and then it's got to come like right to me and almost stick to me for me to get it. And so it bounces, and I just hold my hand up and I get this home run ball. Then it was, it was entertaining live. So then this security guy comes down and he says, "You got to give that ball to a kid." And I go, "No, I'm not going to give it to a kid. I have a kid at home, and I'm going to give the ball to him." And it's got this home run logo on it, and it's got like the, really, really cool. And I wanted the ball, and I said, "No, I'm not going to give it to him." He would not leave me alone. Like, he's pestering me at a really high level. Like, this has got to go to a kid. Finally, I turned to him and I go, "Look, the kid," and the little kid is standing there. And I've gotten a lot of grief for this over the years. The kid is standing there with, these droopy puppy dog eyes, and he's kind of got his hand out like I'm going to give him the ball. And I looked at the security guard and I go, "You could probably get him another ball. I have a kid at home. He's getting the ball. I'm not giving that kid the ball." It's almost like when your dog is looking at you like, "I'm so hungry." It's like, you're not hungry. Just go, whatever. And he was relentless, and I never gave him the ball. And I was getting pressure too. There was fans around me. There was other media. Just give the kid the ball. Just give.
Is there a video?
I go, "No."
I
No. And we didn't get into a physical altercation, but it was getting to the point where it was like, "Hey, I am kind of here to do a job. I want to watch this. So look, once and for all, kid's not getting the ball." And then I told the story that it was, I tell the story the next day on the air, and people are calling in just left and right. "You didn't give a kid a ball." I'm like, you guys aren't listening. Like, I have a kid who at the time was like 3, and I'm like, he's getting the ball. Like, I did give it to a kid. I gave it to my kid. Anyway. That was a big deal. So I do like the Home Run Derby. What? Okay, let's just revisit this 20 years later. Should I have given it to the kid?
No. I kind of did the same thing in an Astros game once. I'm sitting here eating the ice cream helmet. They threw the T-shirt toss, which I never get anything. I look back. I'm OBJ. I catch it.
Yeah.
This woman behind me taps at my shoulder. She goes, "It's my birthday." And I was like, "Happy birthday." And I turned right back around.
Did she tap you again? Like, "No, I don't think you're picking up what I'm laying down. It's my birthday."
I was like, "I don't think you just realized I didn't even spill my ice cream." Okay. I'm like, "Did you not see that? That's Sports Center top 10.
I know this will go way off topic of what we're talking about. If I had a ball, let's say I get a foul ball, and a little kid is there, I'm going to hand him the ball. Same thing with your T-shirt. But you know what? As they say, possession is 9/10 of the law, and if I want to be a good person, and I think most people could be, give it to a kid. And it's kind of the baseball way. But how old's the woman that you're not giving the T-shirt to?
Oh my gosh, she was 3 times my age.
Nah.
I was 15 at the time. That's why I said happy birthday.
Ma'am, you can go buy the shirt. Go buy the shirt.
I said happy birthday.
Yeah. Plus, like you said, man, T-shirt cannon. That's random. You got it. You get it. You get it. You reach back, you OBJ that thing. So she was mad because she thought it was coming to her, and you did the OBJ and leaned back and got it?
She didn't even really try. She was like 2 rows back. That's what's funny. So she was like 2 rows
Oh,
back.
okay.
And that's why, so she had to make an effort to go, it's my birthday. And I was like, okay. I'm
That's
Addie.
all you said is okay?
I said happy birthday.
And she left you alone?
She said, happy birthday. Go Stros.
And then that was it. No more interaction?
You're not getting my shirt.
That's very nice. See, that's the difference, too, between men and women. Like, a guy would, like, push it because he had probably been overserved, and he'd push it, and there'd be a fight. Whereas, like, 2 women are like, hey, I tried. It was my birthday. She didn't go for it. Okay, moving on. Very nice. Very well done by you. No, I think you're right. I wouldn't have given it to her. There's no way. Okay, home run derby. I don't know how to make it better. It's kind of my same philosophy. Like, I don't mind home run derbies, and I do think it's like the dunk contest. Here's my one caveat about it. I think in all sports, this will never happen, but I think because the players union would throw up on it, but I think that when you sign a contract and, it's early, and you're still excited to be there, that as part of your contract, especially when it's a fan event like an all-star game, that if they ask you to be in the dunk, if they ask you to be in the home run, now if you're hurt, that's one thing. But I don't buy this whole thing about like it's going to hurt your swing, this, that, or the other. You're playing, you're doing glorified batting practice. You're fine. Like if I say that I'm the commissioner and I ask you to be in the home run derby, that's the least you could do to give back to the fans. I think you should have to be in it. That'll never happen, but I think they should. I think they should have to be in it. Like if we request
Alvarez
you in it.
gave me a World
Jordan
Series.
Alvarez
He
of your
got
Astros.
he gave back to me. He gave me a World Series ring.
Nah.
He just
he said Schwarber's 1, he's 2, right, in home runs. If I want him to be there, he should be there.
He twisted his ankle. He hurt himself stepping on home plate once. He has bad knees. He's notorious for getting injured. I think he should have some rest. He plays every single game. He's in every game because you can't bench him because he's that good.
He doesn't play defense. He's a DH. Am I right?
Have you seen him run the bases? Like, that's terrifying. If he doesn't hit a home run, I'm sitting there like clutching my pearls if I had some. Like, that's what it's like watching him. And so what I think it should be is that you look at who has all these home runs. I'm going to say it again.
Right.
Hunter Goodman. He's young.
Yeah.
He's spry. He's excited about life. He's not jaded yet. Put him out there. Let him have fun.
You're biased. You're biased because you're an Astros fan and you don't want your guy who only can play half the game anyway to actually have to stand up and hit home runs. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
Now I'm also a Rockies fan.
You're so impressionable.
Wait, pull it up again.
Well, in my defense, I
hold that
also
up
won
again.
I won the T-shirt toss. This is a different one.
Yeah,
I won the T-shirt toss again in Colorado. Okay,
Look
so
at
I won
you.
Hunter Goodman
kidding?
out there.
Look at you.
Well, there's only like 8 people at Rocky games, so that's probably why
That
you
is
got
true.
the thing.
Well,
It's my birthday.
That's actually that's actually a cool stadium. If people actually go to it, it's in a great location there in
Oh,
Colorado.
they were playing your
It's
Giants. They
actually-
were playing the Giants.
Oh God, well that's an easy win. Jeez, that's just. But that's just diehards going to that game too. Can you imagine? Like, whoa, goodness gracious. Anyway,
So
are you a proponent? Do you like the home run derby or do you not like the home run derby? Because, like you said so far it sucked and we haven't even had it. So, are you not into it? Like, what's your opinion on Monday
I think
night?
about it this way. I like that they kind of got rid of the timer because just the swing after swing after swing. I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
like whenever I would say there's a lot of similarities between bowling and a baseball swing, with like a bowling swing and a baseball swing. I've talked about it on air on other shows before. And so when you're just going, you're actually you're not doing anything. You're not helping your muscle memory. You're not doing anything. You're actually just tiring yourself out, and then you're going to start using things you're not supposed to, and that could cause injury. So that's why I like that they got rid of the timer. I do like that they did that because that was ridiculous. But I do think that they need to look at some of these other players. We're right around the corner. That's my big gripe about it. Like, come on, figure it out. We know who's going to be playing in the All-Star game. Like, we know the people who've made the roster. We do. I mean, the starters. Like, but come on, guys, let's get on it.
This is like the dunk contest to me. Now, the dunk contest has gotten ridiculous because, they brought up Max McClung or whatever his name is he wasn't even in the league. And they're like, okay, because nobody wants to do this, we have to bring this guy up. So NBA contract should have something in. If we want you in it, then you got to be in it. It's the least you could do to give back to the fans. The home run derby this year, most of the guys that are the home run leaders are in the home run derby. Schwarber's going to be in it. Harper's not amongst the home run leaders, but he's going to be in it. The only guy is your guy, Alvarez. Caminero's one of the top home run hitters. He's in it. Jordan Walker is in it. There's 2 to be determined, but 1 is going to be taken up by Schwarber, so there's going to be 1. Wilson Contreras doesn't overly excite me. Ben Rice is having a good year for the Yankees. So they're going to have at most star power. So if, Alvarez wants to, fake his injury, then that's fine. If he wants to say that, he's a good player, and I'd love to see him in it, and he could hit it a ton. But people love that. I mean, like I said, I've attended it in person, and you would think it would get old. It's a packed stadium. It's the equivalent of the dunk. People, chicks dig the long ball. Like, it's really cool in the stadium. From an ESPN standpoint, and they broadcast it, I don't know how you could make it better. It's really hard. Like you said, I agree with you. The timer thing, I don't really like. But in terms of, like, the actual broadcast where people – because after a while, like I said, Berman did it for a long time. It was like, back, gone, back, gone, back. It's like, dude, I get it. Like, I get it. And that's why we started the shotgun sound effect, and I got in trouble with ESPN because he sounds like a duck. Back, quack, 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 back, quack, quack, quack. Well, I was like, dude, like, I get it. Like, it's gone. I think Carl Ravitch does it now, and it's kind of like, oh, there's another home run. And they bring in players, and they talk. And so from that standpoint, because people always complain about it, and I think to myself, I don't know what else. Like in Japan, don't they have a bunting contest or something, and it's like targets, and they bunt and the ball like rolls to a target? Like, we're not doing that.
I like if you hit the car, you get to keep it. I'm like, well, now there's a dent.
Exactly. I don't want that car. What are you, insane? All right. Final hour of the show coming up next. We have a super genius to talk some NBA. We'll reset the big story of the day, which is this Kawhi Leonard story is absolutely insane. We'll start with that, go from there. Hour 3 of the program. It's the Drake Toll Show. John London for Drake, only here on Westwood One Sports and the very downloadable Westwood One Sports app. Hour 3 next. We lost the great Bonnie Tyler. What, 75, I think? This was a hot song back in what? When was this song? 80? Had to be early 80s, right? Early to mid 80s?
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
I feel like you would know, Don.
Yeah, something like that. Well, take a shot at me. Addie's here. Laura just took a shot at me. It's the final hour of the Drake Toll Show. John Lundy in for Drake and Westwood One Sports and Westwood One Sports app. You will become smarter at 20 minutes past the hour. You probably will right now as well because we have a tremendous hour for you. But our friend Noops is going to join us. Noops Christensen's going to join us. We'll talk some NBA with Noops at about 20 past and other things. And that is always a great discussion. So we'll do that at 20 minutes past the hour. And Len's last call might be an all-timer today. You need to stay with us. You may have to stay in your car. You may have to be late for work. It's okay. I'll write you a note. The story of the Spurs TV play-by-play guy is pretty wild. I know that did you guys talk about the pilot that jumped out of the plane yesterday? I got to bring that up too. I'm sorry that I have to bring it up, and you already talked about it, but it's unbelievable. There's one story that I have no idea what to say, and then I'm going to give you a little before we get into the NBA and this whole story about Kawhi Leonard. That's just wild. I'm going to give you guys. We'll do this in about 45 minutes. I'll give you guys 44 minutes to think about this. It is National French Fry Day today. And so I will be asking you who has the best French fries. And by the way, I'm an expert because my dad was a French fry guy, so much so he sold potatoes for a living, French fries specifically, and other types of things. And his license plate said Fryman, and it didn't have anything to do with acid.
Iconic.
It was Fryman. It did. His license plate in Idaho, famous potatoes, said Fryman. That's what it said. And so I know potatoes. Yeah. He used to, we'd go out to, I promise we'll get Kawhi Leonard, but this story's worth it. We would go out to dinner and we would be going back to our car and he was so into French fries and everything. He would be like, hey, I got to check the dumpster to see what kind of French fries this restaurant has. And I might have to call him. I'm like, no, please no. Please no. Don't do it. Don't. He would. And so then he got to a certain age where it was like, all right, I'll do it for you because I'm young and spry at the time. And I'm like, okay, I'll go into the dumpster to find the French fry box to see what they're using. Because he's like 60 years old and such. And I'm like, I don't want you diving into a dumpster at midnight. I'll try to, find it for you. So here I am as like a, 15-year-old going, yeah, geez, where's the French fry box? That's what he would make me do. So anyway, best French fries. We'll do that as part of Len's last call and other things. Joe Buck has a new job. I got to ask about that. So there's a bunch of stuff that we will get into in Len's last call. All right. This is really strange. So I think this was the biggest story yesterday, and everybody's got to be talking about it. We'll talk to Noops about where LeBron's going to go. That's the big story in the NBA. I still think it's going to be a while until we know where LeBron's going to go. I think we do know 99% that he's going to go to Cleveland. But he's kind of laying this thing out. Teams aren't able to contact him. They're actually leaving voice memos for LeBron right now. I don't know if he's in the country. I have no idea. It's just that when you're an actor in Ohio and they're taking a picture of you, who knows, everything's AI nowadays, but I think he was there. He didn't deny it. That he was in Akron with a bunch of his old high school buddies. They caught a picture of him in the elevator. Looks to me like he's going to go to Cleveland, but he's going to kind of spread this thing out and get more accolades and wait till the rest of the NBA is kind of settled down until he makes the decision too. So that's where LeBron is. The Kawhi story is incredibly wild because essentially what's happened is this has been going on a while. We know the story. The Clippers may have circumvented the salary cap, but the NBA hasn't come to a conclusion on this. Now, the strange part is this was announced yesterday. Shams was all over it. They went to the Raptors and said, hey, it's really cool that Kawhi's coming back, this, that, and the other. But there's a bit of a snag here. After 10 months, this firm that the NBA hired has not come back with a decision of whether this is circumvention of the cap or not. So they said to Toronto, are you comfortable in taking on Kawhi Leonard, knowing that there's going to be some sort of a punishment? Anything from he could be deemed a free agent. He could have to miss games. There could be a fine. There could be a fine to the organization. But basically, it's like taking on a new house. You bought the house. The problems of the house are yours, and they are free and clear of the previous owner. Are you good with that? And Toronto went, no. What?
So they didn't let Toronto know that until now. And now everybody else has got it home. So here's Toronto going, okay, we're not going to go through with the Kawhi Leonard trade unless, we'll wait till this gets resolved, and then we'll see if we still want him. And here's the Clippers going in a totally different direction, saying we want to be a young basketball team now. Kawhi's gone. Obviously, Harden's gone. That whole thing. They're into a different type of realm. They took Keaton Wagler, number 5 overall. They're going completely young, and that's kind of what the Clippers are. And so here's Kawhi in the middle of this thing. Toronto, everybody's kind of found a new home. Toronto is not going to get a player of Kawhi's caliber, but they certainly don't want to be in the hook for anything. And here are the Clippers going, we don't know. And my point of it is that as I look at the NBA right now, it reminds me kind of like college football, where you can have a complete mess, and this doesn't normally happen, but you can have a complete mess of a sport and do everything wrong and still have it worked out right. That's not normally how it works in business or in sports or in politics or in any other realm. If you do everything wrong, it doesn't really turn out right. It flies in the face of everything. So college football has done that. Like the college football playoffs, I have zero complaint about. March Madness is amazing. But behind the scenes with everything that's going on and money flying around and the Brendan Sorsby's of the world, all this craziness is going on. But yet college football, college basketball, college athletics, I guess in those two major realms, it still works. And in the NBA, it's the same way. 65 game rules. Should guys be able to be eligible for certain awards? Should awards even be tied into the max contracts and everything? I think that's stupid. You're overcomplicating the system in terms of the lottery. And we're going to find that out. They're flattening out the odds, and all of a sudden the major market teams are going to win the lotteries, which they shouldn't. I think the lottery worked out just fine. I watched it last night. AJ Devonta is going to reinvigorate basketball in Washington. We saw it last night. He scored 27. He was great. Darren Peterson is going to add to the Jazz, and I think they're going to be a playoff team in the West. These really bad teams got really good players. This was a historic draft, I believe. We're seeing it in the Summer League, and those teams who are bad should have gotten those players. That's how it should work. Plus, if I have any question, I look at the NFL. The NFL doesn't have some maybe lottery system. Why? They don't need to. Well, who's the best sport? Football. NFL. It's the most successful. It's the best. It's the most popular. I would just do that if I were the NBA. But the NBA has all these weird rules and players sitting out, and even in the playoffs this happens. So the NBA, the Knicks win the championship, huge ratings, but behind the scenes there are a lot of issues in the NBA that have either not been worked out correctly, are still up in the air, but this one might take the cake. That you hired a firm 10 months ago to decide whether the Clippers circumvented the salary cap and what should happen to the Clippers. Could you not have gone to that firm as the NBA and said, look, we have a new season starting on date X in July. This needs to be wrapped up, and we need to know this. And then to not tell either team, the Clippers or the Raptors, oh, by the way, and especially the Raptors, you're going to be on the hook. You're going to be liable for anything that happens here. You good with that? And it's like, well, we're a week into this. Like all the pieces. If we're playing musical chairs, everybody has found a home. Everybody's got a chair. And Toronto's going, whoa. We thought we traded for Kawhi Leonard and we're bringing him home and we could have a chance in the East. The Clippers are going, hey, we're going on a youth movement. We don't want this guy anymore. And now he's in limbo. And potentially he has to go back to the Clippers. I don't know how that's going to work financially. I don't know what, Toronto then doesn't get it's big players. Maybe fans up in Toronto bought season tickets to the fact that Kawhi Leonard, this whole thing is a dumpster fire. And the team should have known, and maybe they did know behind the scenes, but to have the NBA have all these issues, and then the latest is, oh, by the way, this hasn't been worked out in 10 months. I don't know I was going to say I don't know how Adam Silver has a job. I know why he does, because he keeps growing the pie for the NBA, and that's really all the owners care about. Find different ways to funnel us money. Find different ways to grow the revenue. That's all we care about. So I get why he has a job. I caught myself in the middle of that one. But in terms of the way the league is being run, this is just the latest in a series of moves in which you're going, what are you doing? This one's got to take the cake. I can't believe this firm has taken 10 months to not have a conclusion here before the season started. Blows my mind. Yeah.
I feel like instead of it saying pending physical, it has to be pending corruption, pending the overseeing of this issue. Every time the NBA is doing something right, they find a way to just take 2 steps back. Hey guys, you had this really awesome draft. You have these awesome players coming out. Oh wait, sorry guys. we're not actually going to be able to trade some players because we're kind of corrupt and we're having some issues here. That's my problem with the NBA right now. You're trending in the right direction. Nobody's ever going to keep up with football in this country. That's a fact. No one's going to do it. But what you can do is you can trend upwards. That's the goal. That's the goal for every other sport. And I know other people this year's like, man, this was a fun finals to watch. This was great. Your son is now a Knicks fan because of it, okay? Like, that is an example of what the NBA is doing right, is that your son is now a Knicks fan because of it. You have these awesome players out of the draft. This is not what the NBA needs right now. This is bad for the NBA. If this is going to take any more time, Kawhi, I'm sorry, Toronto, you might just have to take on all the package that comes with it now. Sorry. What?
Yeah. And I don't know if they'll have to alter the deal or whatever the case may be, but when you're dealing with players too, like Kawhi can't go back there. The Clippers going, whoa, we're on a youth movement. Like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to fit his salary back in? They've already, I don't know that they've necessarily committed to, but it's like, okay, the league has got to do something. I don't know if they say, okay, there's a financial element, whatever the case may be. But Toronto made it sound, and Sean reported this yesterday on ESPN, from Toronto's standpoint, it sounded like they had no idea. That hey, by the way, you're taking this on. Toronto thought, well, this is the Clippers' problem, and if there's a fine, and if there's this, they've almost backed him into a corner where they say, look, Kawhi, if he's going to be suspended, or especially if he's going to be, if the verdict was, hey, because there were people talking about this, that he's going to be deemed a free agent. And Toronto's going, whoa, what? He's going to be deemed a free agent. So they're sitting back, and like I said, this would never happen in the NFL. People can dog Roger Goodell and say he doesn't do a good job. He grows the pie better than any commissioner that's out there. But there's no way, given the NFL and the detail they take in every element of what they do, there's no way that they'd be like, oh, yeah, that firm hasn't gotten back to us. That's right. They've been doing this 10 months. And who the hell's the firm? Why is this taking 10 months? I mean, this isn't like, it cannot be that hard. He either did or he didn't. 10 months? Are they getting paid by the hour?
They got to pin it on that guy in prison. Okay? Okay? We got to extend his sentence from 14 to at least 20 years at this point, guys.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. Like I said, we talked about college football. It's a mess. College basketball, the NIL, all these different things. And yet college sports somehow works. I mean, like, you just mentioned it. The Knicks were a great story. Somehow it worked out that the NBA, but all season long it was like players complaining about the 65 games. We've got to change the bottom teams. Oh, we can't have this lottery. But then Utah and Washington just got these two players who are going to, I think, transform dormant franchises.
Absolutely.
Isn't that what the draft is supposed to do? But no, we've got to change it so that we flatten the odds and teams who actually made the playoffs are going to be eligible for the lottery. Okay. They make things so much more complicated. And I don't know the inner workings of this. But I'm just going to say that I think most things in life can be worked out in 10 months. Most issues in life, as a general rule, I think could be worked out in 10 months. I mean, Brendan Sorsby, what did he do? He went to a gambling addiction for 35 days. I'm sure everything his issues are solved.
He's cured, guys. So our max, we should limit this to 35 days then. End of investigation. End of it. Okay, guys? Yeah, 35 days.
I don't know. I get being thorough. I understand being thorough, being detail-oriented. It sounds to me like these are lawyers who get paid by the minute and are just milking the NBA. And the other part of it is, I think Adam Silver just forgot. Oh, yeah, Kawhi can be traded to Toronto. Oh, yeah, there's that one thing. How do you forget that? That's not a minor detail.
Dead body back there, but like, it's not that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The murder trial.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway. There you go. That is the latest, and that just came out yesterday in the NBA, so that's fun. But the Summer League is so good that it just will get swept under the rug. All right, I'm excited. I have not talked to Noops before, but you tell me he is a super genius, and he is great. So we will get into some NBA things, including what happened last night in Las Vegas. The young players are already showing how good they actually are, so we'll get into that conversation as well. 40 minutes past the hour, like I said. I'm not going to say it's the best Lund's Last Call that we've ever seen, but there are 4 or 5 stories that are pretty phenomenal today. And anytime you bring up Joe Buck, people get into things. The Spurs play-by-play announcer is a wild story. I know that you all opined yesterday on the guy who left the student pilot and just took an old jumper out of there. And that's just I could have never landed that plane. So we'll do that at about 40 minutes past here. But let's talk to Noops about the NBA. There's a lot of issues going on right now from LeBron, Summer League, and this crazy story about Kawhi Leonard. We'll do that coming up next. Drake Toll Show, John in for Drake, only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
Hey lady, you got the love I need. Baby, more than enough. Oh, darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you got so much, so much, so much.
This sounds like game show music. I love it. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for Drake. Westwood on Sports and Westwood on Sports app. That's not my real voice. 40 minutes past the hour, Lund's last call. And I'm not going to oversell this thing because then if we don't come through at a really high level, then you'll be upset with me. I'll just say that it is an above average version of it at 40 minutes past the hour. Top of the hour, good friend Nick Costos will come in with You Better You Bet and a lovely hours of show after that with Black and Abdallah, Jim Rome Show, etc. Make sure that you download the Westwood One Sports app and you won't miss a thing. I'm very excited to talk to Noops Christensen, who has a great handle on social media at _Noops. That's NOOPS. That is awesome. Plus, Laura said he's in a good mood because he just did not sing, but it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, so I'm excited to talk to Noops, and he joins us here on the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports. Hi, Noops. How are you?
John, it really is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I couldn't be happier to talk to you about what has been one of the most wild off seasons in my absolute favorite sports league.
Let me start here just because you could probably provide some insight into this that I don't see on the surface. But so this Kawhi Leonard thing, I don't know where this goes. So Toronto finds out yesterday, by the way, you're going to be liable for anything that happens to Kawhi. You good with that? And Toronto's like, no. And so we're stuck in some kind of a limbo, and this company that was assigned to come up with whether this was manipulation of the cap, they've been doing this for 10 months. Didn't the NBA say, hey, by the way, by the start of next season, we got to have this thing wrapped up because, Kawhi could be traded or whatever. So they make this trade, and now we've got this whole limbo situation, and there's a company that was supposed to come up with whether this was manipulation or not, and they've been doing this for 10 months. How does that make sense?
It doesn't, and I wish I could help you try to make any sense of it. I think really if, as someone that has worked from time to time in corporate situations and things like this where I've seen investigations like this, but again, much, much smaller stakes, it tells me that either they have a lot or they have nothing, that they've spent 10 months here because they found something that is really damning and they just want to make sure that they've dotted all their I's, crossed all their T's, if you will. And make sure that's set before they sort of unload it. Or they found out about 6-7 months in, there's really nothing here, and they're just like, keep working through it, see if you can find anything, because you kind of want to save face, basically. But it's mind-blowing that they're able to basically allow this to continue deep into free agency, where, again, I can't remember, that this is unprecedented as far as I know, having a trade that is just in limbo until this investigation that we don't really get updates on, and we have no idea when it's going to be done, is done.
Yeah, it's so wild. And I don't know, I mean, beyond that, I don't know what these teams do because obviously the Clippers are like, we're trying to move on. We're trying to be a young basketball team. We're going in one direction. Toronto's going, hey, the Knicks won this thing, but the East is still kind of open. So we get Kawhi. Who knows what could happen? And both teams kind of want this to happen. I'm sure that Toronto, fans up there are really excited. And if something happens, or I don't know, is he going to be declared a free agent? Some people have said, or whatever the punishment becomes. How does Kawhi go back to the Clippers if it comes to that?
It's really tough, and think about it from the other angle too. You're Brandon Ingram, someone who had a really tough postseason, right, was basically getting played off the floor. Now you have to go back to Toronto. It's just a really, really awkward situation. And again, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is unprecedented. I can't ever remember there being a trade that wasn't resolved in a day or two. Even the Mark Williams trade that they ended up undoing was only about a 2 or 3 day period. This is wild.
Yeah, totally wild. Noops Christensen joining us. It's the Drake Toll Show. John sitting in for Drake here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So I'm in Phoenix. It's the surface of the sun for like the next 6 weeks, and so I'm going to stay inside. And I'm a big fan of the summer league. I'm amazed at what the NBA has been able to do. I was years and years ago. I covered the summer league, the Rocky Mountain Review in Salt Lake City, and it was a great time. And then they just made an amazing. I know they have other smaller summer leagues, but to have it in Vegas, to have all the people come in, even though it's 120 there, to bring all the stars and everything like that. But last night, and another smart thing the NBA did is you got Washington versus Utah. You got DeBonsa versus Peterson, and I saw Peterson in the Utah Summer League. He looked much better than he did last night. I think he was pressing a little bit. But I'll tell you, man, I think DeBonta is going to just change fortunes in Washington. He scored 27 easy. Reminds me a little bit of SGA. Can get to the rim. He's got a great mid-range game. I think that he'll be able to expand it out to the three-point line, but he's long, 6'9". I think he can be a great defender if he wants. What do you think of just those two last night, but specifically DeBonsa, who comes out, scores 27, and the kind of things he's going to be able to do to potentially turn Washington around?
It's just a really exciting time to be in the NBA, to have Victor Wembanyama come into the league, and then Cooper Flagg, and now this group of players, again, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, Cameron Boozer. We'll see if Caleb Wilson is good enough to sort of get in that mix where, you look at DeBonsa, you look at Boozer, and the two of them are comparable to me in that they just have unbelievably high floors. I think that there is few to almost no scenarios in which DeBonsa isn't a multiple-time All-Star, an All-NBA guy. He has just the exact body you would want in today's NBA, where he's 6'9", 6'10", even longer wingspan than that. The athleticism is overwhelming. Has work to do, as all teenagers, coming into play in a league full of men do. He's got to tighten up the handle. You said the shooting needs to get better, but you hear and you see everything from him. He has gotten markedly better from high school to college. You can even see some of the stuff he was doing last night, and I think we'll see stuff from him throughout the season where he's adding to his game. You have to be super excited if you're Washington. You're still excited for Utah too, but again, you look at Washington and it's this DeBonsa guy. There's almost no way he's not a really exciting player for you for at least a decade.
Yeah, he looked really good last night. Our friend Noops Christensen is joining us at _Noops. Make sure that you're following him. A lot of good stuff going around the NBA, and the Summer League is awesome. By the way, let me just ask you about that really quick, and then we'll hit up some LeBron a little bit and where he might go. But the fact that they've been able to do this, like you're watching Anthony Davis courtside and Trae Young and a bunch of other guys, Jaren Jackson Jr. was on the broadcast. Like all these guys will come in, they'll work out with these young guys. Guys like to go to Vegas, even if it's 1,000,000 degrees. To have them kind of turn this into that, because there used to be an East Coast version of the Summer League, and Utah had a Summer League, and they still do, and the California does a couple of games up in Northern California. But to turn this thing into what they've turned it into, I think is absolutely amazing.
It's fantastic. And for anyone who has not had an opportunity to go, I know the idea of Vegas in July is less than exciting. As someone who's been there in July and August, it's brutal. But the good news is the air conditioner always works inside, folks, and you'll be surrounded by some of the best basketball players, in the world. Now, you're not going to see a lot of stars play, but you get to see a lot of rookies, second, third-year guys. There are good players in these games, and this is an opportunity for you to see them all at once in kind of like not quite an NCAA tournament setting, but to have all the teams in one place is just really fun. I went one year, and it's just incredible. And like you said, too, they bring in other players, because if the NBA understands one thing, their players are celebrities in a way that a lot of other athletes are not. You think about kind of secondary NFL players, secondary baseball players, hockey players, things like that. You mentioned Anthony Davis. I mean, you're talking about someone who is pretty much known, I think, across the country as not even one of the 10, 15 best players at this point. So it really is exciting. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad the NBA has polished it up, taken it more seriously, and understood the value and opportunity to have the whole, an opportunity for fans to interact with them, really.
Yeah, really smart. They've done a nice job of it. Noops, finally to LeBron, maybe other than Kawhi, or maybe even bigger than Kawhi, where he may end up. It certainly seems like Cleveland. They had that picture in the elevator the other weekend. Now, I don't know what is AI anymore and what is not, but I think LeBron was in an elevator with his old high school buddies. Does that signal that it's Cleveland or some other teams in this? How do you kind of look at this as far as the odds? It seems to me that Cleveland would be the place, but maybe the Heat, maybe Philly, maybe some other teams. How do you look at it?
It's just kind of a wait and see mode for me. He is someone who is a very exciting player and will definitely impact how I, as a sports bettor, value whatever team he is on. But at this point, I can just kind of sit back and watch and let it all happen. Full disclosure, I am a Sixers fan. I'm a huge Sixers fan, and would be really excited to have LeBron added to what the team has put together there. I know Cleveland is kind of the latest hot team people are talking about, but I just don't understand how that fits. If you're Cleveland, do you really want to play Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and James Harden together in big spots? I think that is really tough for them in terms of team building, in terms of finding success. Obviously, Golden State to me is just the most fun option. I would love to see 1 or 2 seasons here of LeBron and Steph Curry running pick and rolls and playing golf together on Instagram or whatever. So I hope he ends up going and play for the Warriors. I think that is the most exciting outcome. I don't think that there's any team that he takes from a title contender or turns into a title contender, if you will, if San Antonio was interested, that would be kind of fun. But the options are endless, and I think we're just going to have to wait it out.
Noop, since you brought it up, I still, because throughout last year, I was looking at Jaylen Brown, and I covered him a little bit at Cal, and I understand his personality and everything. I don't think it's a negative like a lot of people do. But it blows my mind because I don't know if they shopped him around the NBA or what, but logic tells you that the last place that Boston wants to send Jaylen Brown is Philadelphia. They're rivals who knocked him out. Like you said, if LeBron went there, I don't know if that makes them the title contender. I think maybe they're the favorite in the East, and I respect the Knicks. But for Boston to trade him for one of the worst contracts in Paul George, and I understand the unprotected first-round picks and what that means, but how surprised were you as a Philly fan that they got him, and B, where do you think that puts the 76ers in the East?
So I've been married to my wife for a little over 5 years. We've been together for a little over 11. And when Jaylen Brown was traded and I found out, she looked at me in a way of concern that I've never seen and mentioned that she had, quote, never seen that face on my face before, which was very interesting. And it was overwhelming. My initial text are some of my best friends that are Sixers fans, and it's just like confusion. I didn't really know how to put it together. And you look at that Jaylen Brown situation, I think it's a lot about money. And people keep mentioning that the Paul George contract is the worst contract in the NBA, but doesn't that tell us that the Celtics think that the Jaylen Brown one is also really bad? And it's not because he's a bad player. It's just we live in the reality of the second apron. And for those of you who aren't too familiar with the NBA, historically, it was a league that didn't really have a hard salary cap. There was a lot of ways to pay players. And if you're willing to pay, basically a tax on extra money, you could make your team kind of whatever you wanted it to be with certain limitations. Now there's a really hard cap. And I think what Boston did basically was look at Jaylen Brown and go, even though he is one of the 20 best players in the league, even though he is one of the 10 best players in the league, maybe, for what we're going to have to pay him going forward, there's just no way for them to move, players around. And I think we saw that in a couple of the trades this year. I think LaMelo to Timberwolves is very similarly kind of a financial trade for Charlotte there. Even you look at sort of Kessler to the Lakers. I think Utah liked the offer they got, and we're also excited that they didn't have to basically pay Walker Kessler, $30+ million a year. So I'm very excited for the Sixers. I think if they have LeBron, maybe they're kind of on the same level as the Knicks, somewhere in that range. But as always in Philadelphia, everything comes down to Joel Embiid and his ability to play basketball for 2+ consecutive months in April and May.
That's a great point. Noops, that was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure, John. Looking forward to talking again.
Absolutely. Make sure you follow Noops Christensen. As you can tell, he's a super genius @_Noops. That's NOOPS. That is one of the better handles I've seen. Maybe he got that early. @Noops_Noops. Sorry. But great insight there. All right. Here's what we'll do. Lund's last call. Like I said, I'm not going to oversell it. Maybe I already have. But I do think it's an above average version of Lund's last call. What we do is we take you through 5 stories that we have not gotten to yet that are great stories. We just haven't gotten to them yet, and it will make you a more productive member of society, including the Spurs play-by-play voice. I don't think he should have been fired for this, but we'll discuss. The pilot, you guys talked about this yesterday, but I've got a thought on this as well, so we have to do this. Joe Buck has a new show. I know a lot of people don't like Joe Buck. I might even have to defend him on this one. There's one story I just don't know what to say, but I'm just going to bring it up briefly, and then it probably will go away very fast. And then it is National French Fry Day, and I told you, 40 minutes ago to start thinking about your favorite fries. They are awesome. So it's National French Fry Day. And I'll also tell you where you can get free fries. So for that very reason, you should probably hang around. But we shall discuss who has the best. We'll do it coming up next. Lund's last call to finish up. And then the top of the hour, of course, You Better You Bet. Our good friend Nick Costos with that one and the rest of the Westwood One stories after that. It's the Drake Toll Show. John Lund in for Drake, only here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
health insurance with our flying. FDA, big bank is buying. Fake computer crashes, dying and cloning. Well, they're multiplying. Fashion shoots with Beckett Hansen, Courtney Love, and Marilyn Manson. You're all bitch, run to your mansions. Come around, we'll kick your asses.
Thank you for joining us. We have enjoyed having you hang out with us, I'm sure, for all nearly 3 hours of the Drake Toll Show. John Lund filling in for Drake. Drake will be back on Monday. By the way, I'll be back, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, right? Unless they call me and go, hey, we hated your show last Friday. But I think chances are I'll be in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Will you both be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, by the way?
Yeah, I'll be in New Orleans. We'll be living it up, though. We'll be living it up on the show, so I'll have plenty of stories.
I will.
Really?
Right here.
You'll be here? You'll still be here. What are you doing in New Orleans? You're going to be in New Orleans next week producing?
Yeah,
the
I'm
show?
visiting family again, and then I'm going to Houston to fly straight to London. So watch out, guys. I'm going to come back with an access.
Jeez, what a jet setter you're going to be. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
You definitely have to tune in for those shows. All right. So I'll be back next week. Drake will do Monday, Tuesday. I'll do the rest of the week here on the Drake Toll Show. John Lund in. All right. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to do Lund's Last Call. We got 5 great stories. I think it's going to be an above-average show. I was told, right, that PJ Glasser is in for Nick today. So at the top of the hour, PJ is going to take over for You Better, You Bet. So make sure that you stay right here on Westwood One Sports for that. In the meantime, let's hit it. Lund's Last Call.
It's time for Lund's Last Call.
All right, let's start here. I'm not for cheating. I don't believe I've ever cheated. I don't think I have. Hopefully, I'm telling the truth. There's that one time maybe at band camp. But other than that, so the Spurs, and I don't know if I agree with this, the Spurs TV voice was fired by the Spurs for cheating on his girlfriend of 6 years with a sister of a player on the team. Lindy Waters is the player on the team. I actually know him. He used to play for the Warriors. So what essentially happened was this play-by-play guy, they were visiting his parents with his girlfriend of 6 years, and in the middle of the night, she got his phone, hacked onto his, I guess it's not hacking if you take the phone, you just posted something that basically he had cheated on her. It was on his account. He wakes up in the morning going, huh? And he gets fired. The Spurs bring him in, and they fire him. So my question to you both is, look, cheating, we won't stand for it on this show, but he got fired for being with another adult who happened to be the sister of a player, but cheating on his girlfriend. Didn't cheat on his wife. Not great, but still, should the play-by-play voice of the Spurs have been fired for this offense?
Is he a POS? Yes, because of that. Yes, okay? I'm just going to say it. I'm one of those people. If you cheat once, you're on my
You're a cheater
list now. Okay?
Yeah.
But no one was married. It's not like it was a source or anything like that. It's not like the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel situation where you're like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, do I think he should have been fired? No. Do I think that we should all point and laugh at him? Absolutely. Absolutely we can. He deserves that. Yeah, that's a... Laura?
No, I don't think you should.
Thoughts?
I mean, it's weird.
You're very conflicted.
Like he should get fired depending on like how much of a scandal it was being. That's my thing of like, are you being distracting? It doesn't matter whether or not like if it was doing anything, if everyone was married. It's like, are you distracting this team, the player? Like that is what. Mostly, in my opinion.
Lindy Waters is the player. His sister's name is Lauren. That's who he cheated with. This was, by the way, this was the post on his Instagram. This is my girlfriend of 6 years, but I cheated on her with Lauren Waters. So feel free to continue following me if you really think I'm a good guy. because I'm not. And that's what he woke up to, and then he got fired. All right, number 4 on the list. Let me go to this. Okay, you guys talked about this yesterday, and I don't need to get into deep detail on this, but essentially, this guy was going through what they call, and I would imagine, a rough patch. It says here, when he jumped from a plane. Yeah, I would think that would be called a rough patch. He jumped from a plane, leaving his student to land the aircraft. His son had consulted a psychiatrist clinic for whatever he was going through, but his colleagues were left in the dark. He was flying Saturday, teaching a 22-year-old female student, when he turned to her and said, quote, "You know what you have to do? Carry on," then jumped to his death. My question is, could you have landed the plane? You're a student. She did land the plane. I could not have landed the plane.
No, I'd be jumping out too. I'm like, okay, I'll just do what you do.
I don't know if they had parachutes on the plane or if she, I have jumped out of a plane, by the way, with a parachute. Once the parachute goes, it's fun. And I did it in Las Vegas, very hungover. But once you jump out and the chute goes, you're like, and then you can enjoy it. I can't imagine what it would be like with no chute. That wouldn't have been a whole lot of fun. But
in the beginning of the story, I thought he jumped out as like a joke with the parachute. Was like, all right, have fun. But then you mean he jumped out without one? Oh.
By the way, his dad says he was going through a rough patch. You think?
Well.
Yeesh.
I laughed because after the Mexico game, I said I was civil after it. Okay, I said I was civil. No, there was traffic.
You were not.
And I looked at my family, and I said, guys, I'm gonna jump out in front of this car and change the trajectory of all your lives because Mexico lost. And my uncle was like, well, at least you know it would change the trajectory of everyone. I was like, I'm sorry.
I love the calmness of your father. He doesn't think to himself, no, talk you off the ledge.
That's my uncle. That's my uncle. My mom and my dad. My mom's like, that's not funny, Addie. I'm like, oh, sorry. I thought this was America. That poor. I'm impressed. I'm impressed the plane was able to land. That's impressive.
That is. I got to be honest, man.
At least it was a good teacher. He was a good teacher.
It must have been. Because there's no way.
Shout out to her.
I didn't read far enough to know down if, how far along the student was, but there's no way. There's no way I could do that. I'm just like, what?
Imagine.
How good is this show going to be? Now, they had a Jeopardy edition with Dan Patrick, and they had regular players like they do in the regular Jeopardy, but this is going to be a little different. Joe Buck is going to host Sports Jeopardy on ESPN, premiering July 31st. And they're going to have like celebrities on, celebrity sports people, personalities from ESPN, all that kind of stuff. So it's not going to be average Joe trying to do these things, pun not intended. But my question, though, more is because Joe Buck tried to do a talk show and it didn't work out so well. For some people, so for some reason, a lot of people don't like Joe Buck. I'm not sure what it is. I have no issue with Joe Buck. He's been on lots of radio shows I've done. He's a pleasant enough guy to me. I think he's a very talented play-by-play guy. Some people think it's nepotism because of his dad. I think Joe Buck long ago has proven to us he's a pretty good play-by-play guy. But my question is he a talk show host, and do you think this show will succeed? Addie, what say you?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Sometimes you don't even realize who's going to be good at this show. Like Ken Jennings, he was great. He has the knowledge of Jeopardy, right? But I was like, I don't know, how are you going to be as a host? That's different. You can have the knowledge of something, but you can be terrible on air. I mean, that's why I'm a producer. That's why you become a producer. You can have the knowledge, but then when it comes over, you're like, oh, well, okay. But I think this will be fun. I love this. I will be tuned in. Am I the biggest Joe Buck fan? No, I fall into the category. I'm like, come on, man. But I'm excited for this.
Let him do it. Let him do it.
You think he'll be all right?
He'll be all right.
He, as a talk show, he was not good. One quick story. I think I got time and still get to these other two. I'm working game. Is this game 1 or game 2? Game 1 of the 2012 World Series. It's Giants and Tigers. Joe Buck had done a 49ers game that day, which I also covered. And then you can't take a cable car from where Candlestick Park used to be to where the Giants play. But they did it as a joke on Fox. Here's Joe Buck, he's on a cable car, right? And so everyone in San Francisco lost their mind. It's like, you can't take a cable. It was like, they're just doing a bit, relax. So Pablo Sandoval hits 3 home runs that night. And after his 3rd home run, it was literally hit where, they put the, high-class media at the top of the stadium where I was with binoculars. And all of a sudden, this chant breaks out after Pablo Sandoval hits 3 home runs, 2 off Justin Verlander. And they start this chant, Joe Buck sucks. Joe Buck sucks. The whole stadium. And I'm thinking to myself, Pablo Sandoval in the World Series just hit his 3rd home run. Why do you care about Joe Buck? But Joe Buck was doing the game. And some people hate Joe Buck. I don't know what it is. He's fine. I have no issue with Joe Buck. Anyway, Joe Buck is going to have a new show. I may not have time to do these both. I'm just going to skip to one. I apologize, but I'm going to skip to one. Today is National French Fry Day because I think this is going to take a few minutes. This, according to tastingtable.com, are the top 5 fast food French fries. You guys can opine on what is the best. You can go off the board on this. I'm just telling you, this is what one website thinks. Chick-fil-A has the waffle fries at 5. Five Guys, and they give you like gazillions of fries in the bag. 5 Guys at 4. Arby's with the curly fry at 3. McDonald's at 2. Wendy's at 1. That is just one website's opinion. You could go completely off the board. You could say you hate French fries, but then we'd have to not be friends anymore because that's how my dad made his living for years. So much so that he had a license plate that said Fry Guy, and it wasn't, he didn't take the brown acid at Woodstock. It was just fries, like Fry Guy. So I'll ask you both, don't take the brown acid. For those straight as an arrow, they call you can fry when you're on acid. I've been told. How would I know? Best fries. Let's run from that very fast. Best fries. What say you?
Laura?
Addie, what say you? Best fast food fries. Or Laura, we can start with you, whomever wants to go. Best on National French Fry Day. Best fast food fries.
Whataburger.
What do you got?
Really? No.
Yeah. So here's the deal. It's because I like
Whataburger.
So they're kind of similar.
They're
to
in
McDonald's.
Texas mainly.
Yeah, they're kind of similar to McDonald's, except they're more consistent. Like I will tell you right now, I think In-N-Out fries are the worst fries on the planet. If I wanted wet fries, I'd just spill water.
Controversial take.
I would just spill water on my Whataburger fries.
It's because she's from over there.
No, we have In-N-Out in Texas too.
See,
I've had it in California.
I'm from Southern California too. And I lived in Texas. Whataburger, very famous. I like the In-N-Out fries.
This is like another
I wouldn't
thing
say they're the best, but
we
I
could
don't have a
argue
problem with them.
Tex-Mex versus Cal-Mex, but like that's how I feel about In-N-Out fries. Okay.
Okay,
Well, I was
Laura,
not gonna put In-N-Out.
this is Laura's from Southern California, so it's different. What do you say?
Take opinions
Best
from over there. No, I wasn't gonna put In-N-Out. I wasn't gonna put In-N-Out fries up there either because In-N-Out fries again, but everyone knows it's like just raw potato. Well, not raw potato, but they're just simple. You got to put all those toppings on it. It doesn't count anymore. I would say Five Guys. Definitely, I love their seasoning.
Pretty good.
It'll just cost you an arm and a leg.
That too. That's okay. Take my arm.
True,
take my leg.
but they're good.
That's like
And they give you 1,000.
it's like 1 hour of Drake Toll show.
One of the local ones from here is Del Taco. Del Taco fries.
Del Taco's
We
so
had
good.
Del Taco in Texas. Don't you fear?
God, I love them.
They're solid.
And
they're
then
good.
the Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Yeah, I like them. I like them.
Those are pretty good.
And then when McDonald's fries are consistent,
Yeah.
McDonald's fries.
I like shoestrings. That's
There
the
you
thing
go.
is I like shoestring fries.
Oh, look at you. You're like talking my dad's language.
Wow.
Talking shoestrings. By the way, Whataburger on this list was rated 8th. In-N-Out was rated 21st.
That's still too high.
21st.
Again, yeah.
Did you just go Trump right there? That's still too high.
That's way too high. Many people are saying the woke fries.
All right. That's wonderful. It is National French Fry Day. There's a lot of people giving away free fries, so consult your local fast food joints. Today is National French Fry Day. That's why we mentioned it. As always, great time had by all today. Thanks to Noops Christensen for talking some NBA with us. Awesome job, Laura and Addie as well. Addie was on a 1 hour, and she did amazingly well. We will talk to you the middle of next week. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app.
This